Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Yeehaw Lads podcast, episode number 3. Today, we are unofficially sponsored by Captain Morgan Cherry Vanilla. Limited edition run. We're going to try it out tonight and give our thoughts. As always, we have all 4 of us on the panel here, 3 episodes in a row.
Woot woot.
Yeah. We were close to not. I was close to not making today, but you know.
He didn't really
3
feel
episodes
like
in.
it.
Well, no, I was at work way later than I thought. I'm like, I'm leaving work, which is an hour drive away, at 4:50, like 4:55. I'm like, yeah, I don't know, man. Well, we'll see.
After you spent half an hour on the job drinking, but all right.
Half an hour, bro. It was. I drank from
it's
2
true. You had, like,
o'clock.
5
I
beers.
drank from 2 o'clock to 5 o'clock, and I left after drinking a 6-pack, which is in my career and specifically my company is very typical. Drove all the way home, maybe had a road soda, allegedly. Allegedly I was also drinking on the job.
Definitely not.
And then get home, had a shower beer. Fantastic as usual.
Good old metal foil tops.
Oh, God, that's delicious. Here, take a sniff. Pass it around real quick.
Yeah.
Ooh.
On the way here, I finished my shower beer, picked up
That,
some food on the way, got to the podcast studio just on time.
Ooh.
And proceeded
Wow.
to eat just before we started our recording. And now I'm going to sniff some delicious Captain Morgan Cherry Vanilla rum, and I cannot wait.
Limited edition.
So
It
should I
smells-
just take a drink too?
Fuck it.
Why did I sniff the microphone?
I sniffed them.
Okay, that's the
Unbelievable.
beers talking. I'm sorry. I'll
Uh-huh.
drink now.
Yeah, take a little
ASMR
sippy sip.
episode.
See what you
Oh,
think.
I didn't even waterfall it.
It doesn't matter. It's
We're
alcohol.
all brothers.
It'll clean
Okay.
itself.
We're all brothers.
Yeah, you do have a point.
That's like rum with less bite and then good flavors in the middle.
It's almost
It
like
tastes
it's,
like a. It tastes like a pop. It has the after flavor of a Pop-Tart.
Yeah,
like-
I'll let you sit.
That
down
was
for a
really
little
quiet
bit,
when I
Well-
finished. I'm sorry, but yeah.
because that was very strange.
have heard-
Interesting take.
I have
yeah.
heard a lot of people say that about this.
About like it's just artificial
It has the-
sugary
it-
Pop Tart.
It,
Yeah.
tastes. It has afternotes of like a Pop-Tart. It's very
Yeah.
sugary.
Oh,
Even if he's
Okay,
right.
yeah,
even if he's-
okay.
I'm not fucking completely
that's
crazy.
good, but
Okay,
yeah, I know what you
sick.
mean.
It was there. I tasted it.
I don't know if I taste Pop Tart. It tastes definitely like syrup,
Like-
sugar, like
Well,
sweet-
yeah.
cheap sweetener.
I eat
but
Pop-Tarts religiously, so
It is pretty good.
Oh,
though.
you know what that really reminds me of?
I would love to hear it.
The liquid that they put in the jars from maraschino cherries.
Yeah, syrup.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Syrup with
yeah.
sugar in it,
It's
basically.
literally like somebody opened a vanilla Coke
Mhm.
Mhm.
and poured a little maraschino cherry juice in there.
It's,
Yeah, I like that.
It is like rum
Almost
with
rum.
cherry and vanilla.
Hardly any
And I
rum
just got the
flavor, though.
vanilla.
Yeah, that with like a Dr Pepper or a Coke, absolute
Oh,
That is
jam for this summer.
that is the limited edition. I don't know how long it's going to be around.
I imagine the rest of the summer.
it's
God, I
We'll
hope
just
so.
have to go get a couple bottles. Oh, we can go to Rudy's and order them.
Fair
I mean, they
enough.
have a
Yeah.
bunch in stock at Walmart where I picked this one
thank
up.
you.
Oh, that's picking
But-
up. Sorry.
I'll
No,
just keep
it's-
having you guys pass me the bottle.
I love the
shot
color.
every now and again.
Like it doesn't look like rum. It's got like a kind of a reddish tint to it instead of
Mhm.
like the brownish tint. It looks pretty sick.
No, yeah.
Okay.
I'll just have it. I'll ask for the bottle at some
You-
point. Sure. Yeah, appreciate you.
He'll have his 14th beer of the evening.
I'm working on my
Supposedly.
7, 8, 9. Yeah, I'm working on my 9th.
God damn, look at you. Not an alcoholic. It's only Thursday.
I'm not an alcoholic. I'm just an operator.
Wow.
I
That
mean-
sounded really
Not even
weird.
breaking into the big bottle. Or
Okay,
breaking
so,
into the big
so
bottle.
first
Yeah.
of all, I just want to say this is a new label, and I don't know if it's different from regular Captain.
I think
Where did you pick it up at?
Hy-Vee.
it's probably a new
That just
label.
looks like a new label.
It's there's a 50-50.
I feel like they
My-
moved through product pretty quick that it was a
Yeah,
new
I
label.
do as well. I do think that the
Marcus, do
only
you have a
difference.
can of Coke?
I do. I
It
have
does.
all
Would
of
you
the
like
Cokes
half of a can of
over here.
Coke to start with?
That'll work.
Okay, don't spit on your laptop, please. Ooh.
I mean,
But-
I want to get lucky as my friend with
He's already-
Best
know.
Buy. He got a nice Ryzen 9 Alienware for $500.
Oh my god. What
Yeah.
a steal.
Yeah. Only issue was there was like a scratch by the trackpad, but
Oh, who gives a
oh
damn?
no.
pretty much new.
Yeah.
Unusable.
I love it when
Yeah.
you warranty a tech product and they're like, actually, instead of like fixing it, we'll just send you more or send you something better because it's not worth our time.
Yeah.
Like when I replaced the speakers for our pool, one of them had got water in it and ruined the crossover. So I'm just like, hey, like this seal failed. I don't want you to ship me a new crossover just for it to, rust out the speaker coils over time because they're full of water. And they're like, oh, we'll see. And they're like, yeah, we'll send you a replacement. They sent me 2 replacements because they come in a pair. So I'm like, well, fuck it. I'm going to order a spare crossover, put it in the one that's blown out, and I'll have a full set of 4.
Yeah.
Someone almost had a spill.
And I'm sober, too. It's
I
wild.
know. That's my fucking job.
Oh,
Goddamn.
have we fully, or talked
that's
about
good.
what the punishment would be if somebody spilled?
Well, I know
I'm
I'm gonna get stabbed if I stab the table. That's
Yeah.
as much
Yeah.
as I
Yeah.
know.
Whatever you do to the table, we're gonna do to you.
So
you
you'll
gotta
just
be
get a
careful.
bunch of Coke spilled on you. You'll be
Oh,
sticky for
yeah.
the night
And you drive home like that, all
Sticky.
sticky. Oh.
Sticky.
and not in cum.
But no, that's fucking good, McCoke. I like that.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
pretty
it's
solid.
not bad.
So wait, what is the punishment for spilling?
Fuck,
I
don't
guess
know.
okay.
Coke
So
spilled on
whatever
you.
you do to
Gotta
the
lick it up.
desk or to the studio has to happen to you.
So I'm gonna make passionate love to the table.
If
None of
if-
us are gonna do that.
If you make
Nice
love to
try.
my table, you will be executed
Mm.
publicly with
I
shame.
hope you get
fuck.
splinters in your beepus.
That'll be the
Oh.
first time we go live and it's an execution.
Yeah, I don't think there's any holes small enough in this table for you to use, but
Ooh,
God.
damn.
Speaking of shit that's fucked up, Nick, how's your 4070 Ti doing?
Oh,
I've heard-
sad.
I have heard some
rip.
bad news about it
So
far.
I have two interesting updates on this, and you're
Mm.
not going to believe the second.
I'll say
one.
I haven't heard the second one yet.
The second one
first
is
one's
that it
pretty
fixed
clear.
itself.
Well, all right, that's one
Holy
way. That's
fuck,
one
Andy.
way to spoil it.
Oh,
Jesus
let's
Christ.
go!
Aw, you
so
I'm drunk and a mind reader. Woo!
yeah, you love to see it.
Yeah, we'll see.
All right, so it was Saturday or Sunday this past weekend. I noticed I was watching YouTube and I kind of heard something off in the distance. So I paused the video and I got coil wine on my 1.5-old 4070
Month.
Ti.
1.5
month
months.
Yeah,
fuck.
1.5 month. My
Holy
bad.
shit.
Now it was only really bad if there were bright colors on the screen, like if it was just
White.
solid white or any vivid color. It was really fucking loud to the point where I would leave it up on a bright or vivid screen, and I go to where my living room is, and you hear it.
Holy shit.
Yeah, so he sent us a Snapchat video, or maybe through Discord.
Through
It was
Dis-
the
yeah,
video
yeah.
through
Either
one of
way.
the apps, and I'm like, oh fuck, like, damn.
When it's bad enough,
I don't know how else to describe it. It was very
is.
prominent, and I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't know what's failing, but I know that something is.
when
Yeah.
it's bad enough that a phone mic will pick up a high pitched whine like
Yeah.
that, that's bad because normally it
wasn't even-
ignores that.
I'll say at this point, it wasn't even high pitched. It was just like it was a very audible
Oh yeah,
noise.
Like when
100%.
when you get the ringing in your ears.
Yeah,
it
tetanus,
sounded
or
exactly like
tinnitus.
that.
Tinnitus.
That was close.
I mean, technically, it's not tinnitus. It's actually
Titinus.
tinnitus, which is stupid, and nobody says that. So
No.
everyone
Yeah, so,
goes
you
with
know,
tinnitus because it sounds
tinnitus.
way better.
But
Tittiness.
I just kind of thought, that sucks. Whatever. I'll exchange it when we go to the Micro Center next time, whatever. And I just
Yeah.
had
soonish.
headphones on for the rest of the day.
Mhm.
But it
Then it
fixes
was
itself.
yeah. So later that day,
Sick.
I go to play Overwatch with Caitlin. It doesn't fucking do it, and it hasn't since.
That's. Are you sure it was the card?
Yes.
Now it makes a lot of sense that it's the card. On changing screens, it makes sense that it's the card,
Yes.
but it started and then stopped. That's just super weird.
Yes. And it hasn't.
That's
Again.
crazy. Yeah, I would definitely keep an eye
Like,
on
and
that.
I wasn't even gaming when it was doing it either. The only thing I did for the 2 hours it was on was just watch YouTube and
You're
go-
stressing at 0.01%.
yeah,
and it's
I was
freaking out.
watching
Maybe-
YouTube videos
Ooh.
and I was on Discord.
Were you running NVIDIA video super resolution where it upscales video content?
No, I have that off.
Okay.
Just, I
I-
don't find it worth it. I
Oh,
only
God,
have
no.
1440p. So
Personally, I hate all the DLSSs and the frame rate or not frame rate increase. Goddamn, the resolution like
Yes.
bumps up and down. I hate it because I can always see it. They're
Mhm.
like, oh no, this generation's way better, and you won't notice it. And I can see the edge of the screen's got fucking squares running through it. Like
Gen 3, like I noticed that
on a
but
30 series card, it's bad. It sucks,
on my 4070, it depends on the game.
and it probably depends on which DLSS you use.
For Fortnite, I don't see it, but in something high paced like Forza, I do, and it's really bad there.
Which on like Fortnite, you're probably already running 260 frames or something.
Yes.
So it's
I-
probably
I,
not-
I probably don't even need it on.
I wouldn't even bother with it because even at 165, you're outrunning your monitor anyway.
Yes.
So I don't know what you. It's more frames is more better, whether
Yeah.
you're capturing them with the monitor or not,
Right.
because you're getting more updated information more often. But
Yes.
yeah, once you're over, like if you're over your monitor by 40 or 50, I don't see
Mm-hmm.
any gain there really. But
Yeah, at that point.
well, good. I'm glad it
But-
fixed itself.
Yeah, same, because that was a $850 part.
You know, I kind of hate to say it, but the next time you go to Micro Center, I would just trade it in anyway.
I might, honestly.
So
you might as well.
hold on. Was
'cause
there an actual like you did this and it changed
No.
to fix it?
No.
It was
No,
just a
no.
matter of
Which-
okay, yeah.
Totally
I-
makes me think that it was like a break-in period thing.
It had to be past that by
Something
now.
like that, specifically a coil line. When it starts, it's there because with that coil or
Right.
capacitor or anything else, something on that board is vibrating.
It'll
at-
only be triggered
at
during that.
at its resonant frequency. So like mine on my motherboard, if I load up a game, it'll start because I'm pulling more power on the board, and that's vibration.
Right. It gets into its certain because electricity is the flow of electrons.
Yes.
So the more power you're pulling, the actual more micro vibration is causing. Like it is an actual thing.
Uh-huh.
You know, at thousands of times per second.
So the way I understand, the way you kind of are explaining it now is, so with Marcus's, it's a matter of the amount that you're pulling. So when starting up a game with Nick's, it in my head is, as far as what you guys are saying, it wouldn't necessarily be a amount, it would be a type of, because his only does it
Well,
when it's white screened.
When you really think about it, so what kind of light takes up the most power to display?
Oh, white, yeah.
White.
Okay.
So if it's a fully,
But-
I see where you're getting, and yes, I understand it. It also kind of depends on load as well. So like
Okay.
if he's running a game, it might do it then because that card's having to work harder to
Right.
produce everything that's going around.
Yeah.
And the load of showing a white screen and playing a game are not the same load. So one is loading up the cores to generate the frames. The other one, like your home screen displays at like 3,000 FPS.
Oh, yeah.
It's some ignorant number because it has basically no load,
Yeah.
but it's still outputting that many frames of white
Okay.
light. So it,
Okay.
it might be outputting more energy compared to when you're playing a game because
Okay.
there's more frames of high intensity light.
Yeah.
If that kind of, it's a weird power
Yeah.
balance thing, but
I understand it more now because of that, but yeah, the way I was like, it was in my head. I'm looking at Nick's reason why his has coil wine versus Marcus's. I'm like, well, there seems to be a difference here.
well, Marcus's is on his motherboard, not on his GPU.
Oh,
correct?
okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Meanwhile, my 30 series is holding on strong. No wine, no nothing.
1080 baby.
And
It might be shit, but it works.
I can't
good.
wait for that card to just quit.
It's
one
such a
day.
good
We're gonna
card.
have
I
to. We're
love
gonna
the
have to
card.
It
give
never-
it like a 21
okay.
gun salute out in the yard.
It
and bury
never will die. I promise. I'm just going to replace it before it does.
Speaking
Yeah.
of that, have you thought about when you want to replace that? Because you were saying a
Um,
couple of weeks ago now.
Yeah, we'll
Yeah.
see.
You know, I don't know if you were
Once
like,
I, yeah,
if you
I
were
worked last
ambitious.
Saturday. Yeah, I have many projects to try to get done on the weekends, regardless of if I
Oh, I
use
know.
half the day to go up to fucking Westmont or whatever
Yeah,
to go pick up some parts and stuff and start building PCE. So it's kind of a matter of my availability as well as
right.
all the jazz.
So what you're saying is winter.
We'll see. No, because work is work is slowing down, but not because the work isn't there. It's because it's just a fucking clusterfuck, and no one in the office knows how to do their job. So like, the last couple days, we've had all of the asphalt paving crews and like asphalt grinding crews have been on 8-hour days, whereas like me at the asphalt plant has been 8 to 10 to 12-hour days. Like today was 11 and a half for no fucking reason, because we just have to be there, and just in case somebody needs like, oh, we need a load of like this material or that, blah blah blah, we just have to be there and able to load it in case that one there's anywhere from like 3 to 5 crews working per day. So regardless if they need asphalt or PGE, which is like it's anywhere from fines to 6-inch rock is PGE, or crushed asphalt, which is nice to lay over top of the PGE to make a temporary road, basically. If we need to load out any of that, we have to be at the plant in order to load them and then ship it out. Like today, we were waiting on, there were 2 trucks for the crew all day long. They took out maybe 8 loads all fucking day, but 5 of them were between 2 and fucking 5 p.m. So it's like, yeah, I gotta be there for the end part to load them all, and it's just fucking ridiculous. This is the worst company I've ever worked for as far as communication. I've worked for dumber as far as like the shit I've done, but this is genuinely stupid as far as like the communication and shit. So like, yeah, I don't know what days I have off. I don't know when I get off. I hardly know when I start. Tomorrow I'm going to a different place than I was today. Go figure. So all the projects that I half started today, I'm not gonna be able to finish tomorrow. So when I get back there, probably like Monday, I'll be like, "What the fuck was I working on Thursday? I don't fucking know, man." Like
Sticky notes. That's what
Bro,
saves my ass.
I
all
have the notes in
time.
my phone are so chock full of shit. I don't even remember half of it. Not to mention the stuff that I forget that I come upon again when I return there again. I'm like, oh, I don't know, dude. Like,
Or the amount of lists you make on your phone and then forget about and make a new list.
true.
Yeah.
I've
And you
done
get
that a
half-
couple times.
Get halfway through it and you're like, do I have? And you
Yeah.
go back and find that one, but they're
Yeah.
different
I've
stuff.
made
on
one.
them.
I've made one for one specific place that I work. Meanwhile, I have a whole folder dedicated to all the little projects between everywhere I work, and I'm like, oh, I fucked up.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I'll completely forget of the other folder. I'm like, yeah, I could have done this today, except for I just fucked off all day long. And
You looked
It-
in the wrong
love to see
folder,
it.
in the wrong list, in the
Yeah.
wrong notes, in the wrong, everything.
Yeah.
it's a fucking shit show. But if I get more Saturdays off, then the likelihood of me saying, "Hey guys, let's go," is more likely. But the problem that I don't know is I don't know. We can plan for a Sunday. I cannot plan for a Saturday because I don't know if I have a Saturday off until Friday at about the latest I've ever gotten a text was like 8:30 or 7:30, 8 o'clock to basically immediately go to bed and wake up at 3:30 in the morning to then go to the next day at work. So it's a fucking shit show.
Well, if we're talking about shit shows, you want to talk about Reddit and their shit show of an AMA
It
they
is
had?
a fucking shit show.
It is.
Hey, I want to say I held off going on to Reddit a couple days ago because I was like, wait a minute, or was it yesterday? Well, it started on the 12th, correct?
Oh yeah,
It was
like
Monday.
for him, he couldn't look up porn.
Yeah, Monday through Wednesday.
That was my plan. I was like, man, Pornhub's getting old. I was like,
getting old. Would you rather it be young? I don't know where you're getting at here.
Well,
Oh, yeah.
even then, a lot of porn subreddits even closed down during this. Too.
Exactly.
It
I
wasn't
did-
like,
I-
it wasn't
I
like the
didn't-
default.
I didn't
ones.
even want to look. I was like, I'm gonna hold it out for the homies fighting the good fight on the Reddit front. So I'm like, I'm just gonna go to my other XNXX website and do my business there.
Yeah, it was a huge number of subreddits that were closed. It
That was like a
wild.
Monday or
Yeah.
Tuesday night. So
Yeah.
shout
on
out
you.
to them.
God
One of them
bless.
caved early.
Oh,
Lions Tech
which
Tips.
one?
What?
Yeah,
Gay.
they were back open Tuesday evening.
Oh,
Who'd-
fuck.
what the
Well,
fuck?
they're in Canada time, right?
Yeah. So it's like
It's
They're
the same exact time zone.
No, they're 2 hours behind us.
Yeah,
And
but
what
it's
subreddit was this?
Lions
Linus
Tech
Tech
Tips.
Tips.
No, we're talking like
Oh.
5 p.m.
What
know.
the
What the
fuck?
fuck,
Out of
man?
all
Yeah.
the people,
Yes.
out of everyone who's anti-corporation screwing over the little guy.
So, well,
Like that's kind of rough.
they don't run their own subreddit.
No, they do
Oh.
not. That is true.
Much like
Oh.
Rooster Teeth.
A
Rooster
lot.
Teeth
There's
does
a
not
lot.
run their own.
Reddit is like there's hardly any people who legitimately run their Reddits. It seems like
No.
it's more or less like, oh,
Yeah.
like I really like this company
it's
group,
community
etc.
based.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's hardly ever run. by-
Now, in defense for the Rooster
people in the
Teeth
team.
one, there are Rooster Teeth staff who are mods
Moderators.
on it, but they don't have like any.
Yeah.
They are
power.
not the admin.
You get
mod,
the
like
fancy
main
flair
yeah.
in
Yeah.
your comment, and that's all they can do.
Flair.
Mhm.
Ric Flair.
Yeah, oh. Woo. So, last episode we left off that there was a update before we went live that the CEO was going to do a
AMA.
ask me anything.
Mhm.
That was a shit show.
I never would have guessed.
So Friday night they hosted it, went just as well as you expected. I was typing this up on Friday night. As of Friday night at 9 p.m., there were 20,800 comments. I forgot to check what they were today, but they didn't even lock the thread.
I'm
So
shocked they
people are
didn't
still
lock it.
commenting.
Normally they lock it as soon as it goes bad.
Yes,
The fact
normal.
it got over
Most of the
20,000.
time.
Well, that's free engagement. Hey, got to keep the app running.
Yeah, yeah,
The only thing
good point.
keeping their checks rolling in.
Honestly.
So, as of Friday night at 9 p.m., there were 20,800 comments. The CEO, Steve, only answered 14 of them before abandoning the thread entirely.
What a bitch.
No surprise.
Now,
Now, to be fair, probably 18,000 of those were hate comments of just
Oh,
like,
yeah.
probably. Go
like-
fuck
like-
yourself.
Yeah. the worst
Either
shit.
that or genuine, like, why the fuck would you do this? Like, maybe not like
well, that's probably the 14 he answered. And he's like, oh, we're
Yeah.
just trying to protect
Yeah.
our,
I'm sure they really nitpicked the,
The-
like middle of the road. Like, well, maybe we can
Well-
like sway the listener, or, whoever's
There-
actually looking at
there
the anime.
actually is a good reason that they're doing this. I don't agree with it per se because it's really dumb, but
Yeah.
the problem is they're worried about AI like scraping all the data off the website. So then you ask any chatbot, and it'll be like, oh, here's all the answers because I pulled them from Reddit and sorted them.
Mhm.
So they want people to use Reddit if they can find the answers from Reddit through a chatbot. through a chat bot instead of through Reddit, they lose the ad engagement, they lose the post engagement, they lose the time on the app. And once you're on an app, you're like, cool, I figured that out. Scroll, look at some stuff, scroll past more ads.
Or hey, porn.
Now,
Oh, sorry, that's just me.
that's
My bad.
yeah.
That's you.
Gotta separate your feeds, you fucking hooligan.
I have it's my main account. I
Good
do
Lord.
not.
You're
care.
wild.
Motherfucker, horny.
Nobody
maid.
even
Wow.
follows me
Horny
on Reddit.
maid.
No.
Have you
the
not
first
seen-
person to follow me on Reddit or like whatever? What is it? Is it a follow on Reddit? I don't even
You
know.
can follow users on there, yes.
Exactly. The first person to follow me on Reddit, I will give you a $10 on Venmo. Or
And I
fucking
can guarantee
PayPal.
what your username is too.
Fuck you guys.
I'm not gonna say it, but I
Yeah.
can guarantee I know what it is.
Horny moments.
Marcus is really desperate for this $10.
He's
I
finding
see.
Oh, I was just on programming humor. I love.
Hey,
that
don't open up a
shit.
Reddit. We're
Don't-
fucking
we're fucking-
we're anti Reddit right now.
Yeah.
Ah.
Hey, come on!
That's-
It's the 1 week
that's
you
right.
can't do it.
Damn.
Anyway,
Yeah.
So during this AMA, Steve was still accusing the creator of Apollo, Christian, of blackmailing Reddit for $10 million.
Oh, Jesus fucking Christ.
His joke, in quotes, is the least of our issues. His behavior and communications with us have been all over the place, saying one thing to us while saying something completely different, recording and leaking a private phone call to the point where I don't know how we could do business with him, says Steve, in response to a question about Reddit's attempt to discredit Christian and the rest of the Apollo team, despite the recorded phone call being released to the public. Christian replied to his response with, "Please feel free to give examples where I said something differently in public versus what I said to you. I give you full permission."
And that's the thing is
Checkmate.
where
bitch.
he's at, it's a one-party consent state to record
Yes.
from. That's a very big deal, especially when dealing with this, because it doesn't matter if you think it's a private conversation, because as long as you consent to recording yourself, it's fine. It's completely legal to do.
Yeah.
Maybe unethical depending on if you want to really dive into it. But when a company's basically blackmailing you into paying them $20 million a year, yeah, record that shit. Like, there's no reason not to.
And in this case, it's saving his rep.
It's absolutely proof for him that he is on the right track here. He's saying, well, just if you want to charge me 20, I'll sell it to you for 10. And they're like, what do you mean? Are you blackmailing us? No, like it's a simple misunderstanding.
And I think, like I said when we talked about this last week, it did not sound like a CEO. It sounded like a corporate lawyer, litigator, mediator, something who is actually saying that, because
Oh yeah,
the
this is
common sense of
Oh, yeah.
that whole conversation was just
I was gonna
out
say
the goddamn window and 4 miles down in a field.
I was gonna say this guy has clearly never dealt with anyone from Facebook Marketplace or
Yeah,
Craigslist
well,
as far as negotiations. Because wow,
this
but-
is a lawyer talking to a Redditor.
Yeah.
Like it's a
Cringe.
very big split there.
Yeah.
true.
Now, in response to this disastrous AMA, many subreddits that were participating in the blackout from June 12th through the 14th will now be going private for the foreseeable future, with subs as big as 30 million. With subs as big as 30 million, such as Funny, Gaming, and DIY joining. I forgot to put this in the notes, but the CEO released a memo Monday night.
Ooh.
He's basically not backing down. It's-
He's basically saying, okay, blackout, see if I care.
Yeah.
And it's like, really? It's like, it's not so much the point that like, oh, we're not trying to make you lose money. We're trying to make you see how many of us think this is ridiculous.
Yeah, exactly.
The total of like subscribers or whatever that you want to call that are blacked out is in the hundreds of millions at this point.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like out of the top like 80, I think it's like 60 of them are blacked out.
Yeah.
Like over 5 million, there's like 20 or 30 of them that are blacked out. It's a crazy huge number of people who are actively not supporting this. Like it's crazy. Just because they want to make money off of third parties and block.
Actually, Nick, can you look this up right now? How much is Reddit
What?
net worth?
So
I don't know if you
another
can really do
part
that
of
on
this
app.
is Reddit.
Yeah.
From what it sounds like, is Reddit is trying to go publicly traded.
Yes.
So the reason that they're blocking all the AI scraping is to guarantee that it's worth something.
Yes.
So if they stop all the AI from scraping their data, they can prove that Reddit is worth money because no one's stealing the data
Yeah,
without
yeah.
paying for it. And if they're paying for it, then they're worth more money.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're just trying to get their stock price number.
They're trying
through
to crank
fucking
the
roof.
number
Well,
up
they're
high.
trying to basically
Well,
get one. 'cause
yeah.
If it isn't,
Yeah,
if
right,
it isn't publicly tradable or
right now it's
really
not.
worth a damn
Yeah.
because of the third party scrapers, then
Yeah.
it's then there's just no stock
Then it's-
market number.
Then
They
it's
just
back
can't
to
do that.
it's back to being a forum, which forums are dead because they
Yeah,
never
oh,
made
God, yeah.
money. Like they're terrible. They're all super focused on one thing.
Yep.
And all the links to them are dead now.
Oh yeah,
Like
Don't-
it was brutal having an Explorer in high school, and the forums that people said were helpful
Thank
Yeah,
God.
was all dead.
2023, June 15th, NAXJ, North American XJ Association,
yeah.
Yes.
is still up and running because I use their forum all the fucking time when I
Insane.
diagnose my piece of shitbox Jeep Cherokee.
But like, look
That's
at,
about the only forum that I religiously go on, as far as probably like once every 2 months I go on it, just to like, oh, like this is my problem. I look in the fucking forum for
Right.
answers, and it's still there.
Yeah.
It's one of the very few that are still up.
well, because XJs have that cult following where
This is true.
they're posting today.
I'm scared for the day that like eventually the XJ following will fall off. I just don't know when that is.
It
It
will-
will be in my lifetime. I
it will
imagine.
fall off
It
once
will.
Wranglers are cheap, and that still hasn't happened.
That's not gonna
They're
be happening
so
anytime
expensive.
I don't know. I
still.
feel like the entire car enthusiast, like, just the
Community.
following community will eventually just go away from gasoline cars before Wranglers will get cheap.
Oh,
Honestly,
Well,
I
Right-
do.
Well, I guess if you're considering that Wranglers will never get cheap, I guess
Yeah.
eventually,
Yeah.
but
Yeah,
The
I don't
actual-
think they ever will.
the community that actually enjoys cars isn't going to switch to electric other than a commuter car.
yep.
They're
Right.
still going to have that passion the same way that any of us would.
Yeah.
like-
I'm not necessarily saying the electric takeover. I'm saying like the
Yeah.
The
World War
manufacturer.
III
Yeah.
takeover.
Yeah, the manufacturer.
I genuinely
will switch.
seem, I don't know, within the next 120 years, I feel like World War III is just going to go off and
100 years. You are bold. I'm thinking like
fucking
10
yeah.
to
Well,
20.
exactly.
Say I'm guessing a lot.
But no,
more.
like realistically, like
insane.
before my lifetime, before my life is over, I feel like World War III will happen.
Oh, God,
regardless
yeah.
of,
yeah.
I see a lot of politics. Same with like fucking Ukraine's been drug on for fucking what 2.5 years now.
It's been like a year and 4
Been a
months.
year.
Okay,
now, yeah.
it's
Now,
been more than
To
that.
be fair, they have been involved with Russia and border fights since like 2017. This has been an ongoing
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
They've both been piling arms and waiting for this to happen.
yeah.
But
Yeah.
But like just the politics of that and how long it's been drug out, I'm like, dude, like if there's any sort of resistance to internal combustion engine cars, it will be drug on for forever. And I genuinely see the world collapse before Wranglers get cheap.
well, yeah,
Realistically.
yeah, Wranglers don't get cheap. They
They just
rust,
never do.
They'll rust in half.
Yeah.
The doors won't open anymore, and they're still like, yeah, 10 grand, please.
Yeah.
Like, but it's got a minivan motor and it's blown up. Like 10 grand. I know what I got.
It's got a factory roll cage and some shitty axles under it. Come on, bro.
Unbelievable.
Unbelievable.
Wrangler owners.
Yeah,
Can't believe
lame.
them.
Unfucking believable.
True. Fucking Jeep
At
people.
least we're not talking about Toyota people. God.
Tell you what.
But
The
yeah,
Toyota Tacoma owners are a different fucking breed.
they're
Literally any Toyota owner. I'm gonna be
Mhm.
honest.
they are
Don't get me wrong. I like how they look, but why would I get one over a Ford Ranger?
solid axles.
I mean,
solid front axles really the only.
Well,
reason.
yeah.
No Android Auto
but
Oh, you mean a new one?
in the year.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
of
yeah.
I
Lord
thought you meant-
2023. No, a new one.
I think you meant like a 99, 2000.
Oh,
like
yeah.
Oh
really-
yeah, no, okay, no, the 90s. That's a more,
yeah, those
you
are
know,
sick.
actual argument.
yeah.
I mean,
those are
have you ever been
sweet.
on the highway and a Toyota Corolla comes up behind you and
Blast the fuck past you.
yes,
compared to an
all the
Altima?
time.
They're
Ultima.
sitting-
Okay, hold on.
okay.
Yeah, I was
that's-
saying there
yeah.
is no Toyota Corolla energy. There is big
No.
Ultima energy
Yeah.
all day, every day.
If you're under 30, you don't drive a Toyota Corolla willingly.
Yeah, Corollas. Are
You got
sick.
it inherited.
Like I unironically like Corollas a lot.
I do, their styling.
Especially,
the last couple
I
years,
really
their
do like the
styling
nice
is
ones.
very
They're
good.
They
starting
look
to get up
good.
there and
Mhm.
kind of feel more of a premium
I
model.
mean that.
Yeah, but the Corolla GR exists, which is so sick.
Ooh, you got to
yeah,
point.
They're so expensive,
fair.
but they're
Yes,
so
true.
sick.
I saw in the Fusion group today, somebody was like,
I mean, one of
"Why
them.
did they never?" Yeah, it's terrible.
Yeah,
It's like, why did they never put a V8 in the Fusion? I'm like, they did. They chopped the rear doors off and called it a fucking Mustang, retard.
I mean,
Yes.
they made a Taurus
God
with
damn.
one, or not a Taurus with one.
With a
What am I thinking
V8?
of? Not with a V8.
No,
I mean, they
Taurus
put
had
the
the-
Eco.
Well,
Boost in
yeah.
there.
Oh
It's
no,
a
a Taurus with
3.5.
a 3.5 fucking Taurus kicks
Yeah.
ass.
Well,
That's pretty sick.
Did the
but,
Taurus
like-
show have a V8? I think it did.
No V6.
Oh yeah, it's the
V6
Yamaha
35.
V6.
The first
That's
one
right.
had like a Yamaha V6
Yeah,
or
it was
something
Yamaha
goofy.
tuned.
Yeah, the first gen.
The
you mean?
OG
Yeah,
first
yeah,
gen.
yeah. First gen SHO.
Yes.
Yeah, it was the quote unquote Yamaha.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yamaha.
Okay, I was wondering why you were raising your arm.
I should have gotten one of those.
Go
instead of
fix your
Fusion.
fork seals.
Fuck you.
Buy
So
the used bike
Here's my plan. Okay, first of all, I did buy a used bike with
for a
less than
steal.
with 2,600 miles on it.
Yeah, you
and it's a
Well, okay,
2013.
but
stole
for,
that bike.
for bikes, that's quite a bit of miles. For bikes, that'd
2,600?
be like, yeah.
not thousand, hundred.
No, I know. For bike
2,600.
miles,
That's nothing.
That's nothing.
but okay, you don't understand. Throughout the entire community of motorcycle owners, 2,600 miles is equivalent to like 50,000 car miles.
yeah,
Genuinely.
which is not that much.
Okay, but
Okay,
when you look
Let-
at when you
hold
look
on,
at
hold
people
on,
like
hold on.
Nick, who has what
you motherfucker.
20,000 miles on your Fusion.
30.
Okay, getting up there.
My
Again,
2019 has
it's
58,000.
It's the average, exactly. So
Yeah.
50,000 is close to the average
So
of a vehicle's mileage.
So my truck's worn out garbage, is what you're saying.
No, it's
In the common
realistically
American
just
driver.
barely past halfway through life.
but his bike
Okay.
is 6 years older than my truck.
Yes.
with the same equivalent mileage.
Let me
That's
just
baby.
put it in perspective this
But-
way.
but bikes
no,
are-
shut the fuck up for a minute.
bikes are really
Shut the
different because
fuck
you
up.
only use them for
God
3 months out of the year.
Yes, that is true. We know how that
Go ahead.
works.
Go ahead.
Okay. So I bought that bike
Excuse
with
me.
2,600 miles on it.
Mm-hmm.
This is the 4th year I will have had it.
Wow.
Third.
Yeah.
Fourth.
Third.
So you bought it.
No.
Fourth.
Third.
3
I've
years
only
old?
put a sticker on it twice.
Well, yeah, that's fair.
So this will be the 3rd year that I've had it. I will probably hit 10K miles on that thing this year.
Yeah, you used it more than every previous owner.
Yeah.
The past 2 owners before I got it.
Use it more in one season.
You
Oh,
use it
yeah.
more than your
Oh,
car.
yeah.
So
I'm not
but
saying
again, back to the
I'll say I'm
subject
not-
of my bike.
you are a very far outlier as far as bike owners go.
Oh.
The plan for the bike is I'm probably just gonna. It does not leak like crazy anymore, so I'm
Right.
probably just
Because
gonna
it's
wait
gone?
until
Well,
no,
It's already in your driveway.
probably a little
It
bit.
they only hold like less than a quart per
Yeah, it's-
fork.
it's
It's like
really not
half a
much.
quart.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, so
The
anyway,
Navy wants to know your location.
Does it ride fine? Yeah, then don't worry about it.
yeah,
Exactly.
there's
I'm-
still springs in there.
I
They
have
do
not
stuff.
been driving it a lot.
Yeah,
There's there's a lot of days where I get up and I'm like, I just have to get to fucking work. I don't have time to take 15 minutes to get ready to leave.
right.
Yeah.
Or I'm hauling shit back and forth. Like today.
Like today.
I've always taken the bike to the podcast, and today it was
Right.
I have to haul.
You had to
fucking-
bring me some air mattresses that it
mattresses.
turns out I didn't need.
Well,
for the
that's
weekend,
fine.
but
Thanks for the heads up.
Damn.
They're here anyway, so if I need them, I got them.
Yeah, you
I've-
have them.
For the amount of time I've known you, I think I've only seen you drive your car maybe 10 times.
Yeah.
Because you just
Well,
take your bike everywhere.
Well, he doesn't like driving
Well,
his car.
it's,
Well, I
it's the
don't-
bike.
Like
I
it's
understand.
boring.
The bike is like
Yes.
75% of the time. The work van is 15% of the time,
Yes.
and then the car is the other 5%. Like there's not a lot.
Yeah, the
I
car.
only
is the
drive my
last
car
resort.
in the winter when the weather is
Literally.
not shit.
Yeah.
And when
And
the
if you're-
work van isn't available.
Yeah, if you're not in the work van.
When it's raining and when it's gonna snow a lot or we have
Grass clippings.
storms,
Clippings.
I
God
guess I
bless.
drive my car.
Yeah, but other than that, like
Yeah,
you just drive the
yeah.
bike because it's way nicer or way more enjoyable
It's
to drive.
Oh yeah.
It's more fun.
And Yamaha. So
So
when you buy an R1,
again, when I went down to World of Power Sports, shout out World of Power Sports, to get oil because I was a dumbass and didn't get the 3rd quart of oil that my bike needed, and then was like, what are my fucking oil lights on?
you'll have that on this big job.
Wait, you ran the fucker?
Not hard. I literally drove it.
I thought you just I thought you finished the oil change and you were like, oh, she's a little low. I'm gonna leave her here. I didn't know you ran it with that low of oil. 'cause
I
you were
was
needing to hold
halfway
that
home
cord.
when the light came on.
Okay.
Oh
No, I
my
thought
I literally
God.
drove it home.
Okay, so yeah, you did the oil change and then drove it home.
Yes.
Okay. No, because I thought you did this when you texted me or when I was talking to you and you were like, yeah, I need another quart. I'm like, okay, cool. I was trying to help you with it. It ended up not working because I was too far away from a dealership, whatever. But I was like, oh, surely Marcus just did the oil change in his driveway, realized it was too low, and now needs the other quart.
No,
I did
so-
not know that you had done the change and then drove it. That's
So I
news to
did.
me.
I did this oil change and all my maintenance. I did at Jack's.
Okay.
I got basically to where St. Beat is. My oil light came on,
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
got through the curves, parked it. I thought, you know what? Maybe there's just a bubble in there, whatever.
Mhm.
Did a little research, didn't find too much. I went to go take it to my mom's,
Mhm.
which isn't that far.
No.
Less than 10
And
miles.
I got out of my driveway and down the street to the stop sign, and it
Mhm.
came on again.
Yeah.
And I
That's
said,
when you're
okay,
like,
fuck this.
problem.
I'm going to pull. I went around the block and I
Mhm.
pulled it in and I Googled it again. Turns out it's an oil pressure, not a level. So I'm like, okay,
Ah.
this obviously does not have enough. That's when I made the
Yeah,
decision.
it's still
It's
making
not like
pressure.
I put 200 miles
No,
on
I
it.
know,
Wow.
but it was like in my head, it was a matter of like I thought you did the change. You looked at the stick and you were like, "Oh, she's low."
Have you
Need
seen
another
his
quart.
driveway? You're not changing oil in there at all. You're on
Well,
an
there's
angle
enough
like
fork
crazy.
oil on the driveway to make it look
Ooh.
like he does oil changes in it.
Do it
I
on
don't
the
know.
back concrete and just stain that
No,
out of it.
no,
No.
No.
2-year-old concrete.
Yeah.
I'd
Ooh,
rather not.
yeah.
Yeah, no, definitely.
But so that's kind of my plan for the bike.
Yeah.
But I guess I'll segue into this. Andy, how much do you fucking love Hot Pockets?
way too much.
What?
An
Okay.
unacceptable.
What?
Okay.
What is your favorite Hot Pocket?
Ham and cheese hot pocket.
Okay, yeah, it's the go-to. I religiously have at least a 2-pack, usually a 5-pack, depending on how many I've gone through of ham and cheese hot pockets in
So
the
ham and
freezer all the
cheese.
time.
So you're not a big fan of meatball and mozzarella?
No, that was the OG. So like when I was growing up, that was typically the one that was in the freezer.
Okay.
But then, like at my parents' house, it was more like sometimes we had meatball marinara hot pockets. Almost always we had ham and cheese hot pockets.
Okay.
Mhm.
What would you do if you bought a whole new box, whole pristine box of Hot Pockets?
A 2, a 5, or a 12.
How
12.
Let's just
I
call
bought
it a
all
2.
3.
Let's just call it a 2.
Variants, So okay.
And we were all over, and you went to go make a Hot Pocket, and somebody ate the last one.
I already told him about this story.
Oh,
God,
I know
yeah,
exactly
damn
where you're
it!
going.
Are you
Oh, yeah.
fucking kidding
I
me?
told him about
Did
this like
you-
a month ago.
Yo, God, I thought we talked about this in the first episode.
Did we? I don't think
Before
No.
the first episode.
I,
think we did.
I told
whatever.
you about it, and I told him
Yeah.
about it on a different time.
Okay.
That was before we
no,
were
I
Well,
couldn't-
recording.
I think it was
now I
before
feel
we
like I
recorded
have
the
to
first
go into
episode.
this.
Yeah, no, but you might as well tell the story anyway. It's a good story.
So a
Yeah.
Kentucky man who was 64-year-old shot his roommate in the fucking ass after he ate his last Hot Pocket.
Okay, so I wouldn't be this violent, but I
I
might swing. I might swing. I will be honest.
So I want to point out something that gets brushed by whenever this story comes up. This is a 64-year-old
Yes,
man
a 64-year-old
with a
man.
roommate.
Yes.
Like,
Yes.
how
There
are you
is some things
64
to be
years
said
old
about
with
it. I have
a
a-
roommate?
I have a
Yeah.
picture of the man. If you guys would,
Yes,
would
he
like
looks
see.
like the
look at that. Look at that.
64-year-old.
That guy was like, I shot my roommate in the ass.
he's happy as fuck that he did too.
He told him that he was going to do it, and then he did it. So he's like, well, fuck. All right, here we go.
I had not seen the picture. So this was also up on Brandon Herrera's YouTube channel on the most recent Darwin Awards. Which I
The one
watched
that he
yesterday.
posted 2 days ago?
Yeah. He
Was
mentioned it? Yeah. There was no picture. There was no picture.
Oh,
But
God
the
damn
article
it.
was up there. The same one that you showed me, Brian.
Yeah.
And so I was like, oh, like this is old news. Brian showed me this fucking 2 weeks ago. Wow,
Yeah.
that's crazy. And I could have swore we talked about this before the first episode, podcast
Let's say,
episode that we recorded.
I told you before that. I think.
Yeah, we on the
Because-
way to no, fucking it was before.
It was
that.
before that.
It was
It was
on
a
the way to
long time
Missouri, I think, or maybe like
Oh, yeah.
the night before Missouri.
it was before that.
I think it was the
a while
week
ago.
of us going to Missouri was that.
Yeah, it would have been at least a couple of weeks ago at this
But
point.
yeah, I'm like, oh no shit,
Yeah.
and it just keeps being prevalent.
Which that then led into the argument of what is better, Hot Pockets or pizza rolls.
Okay,
Pizza
and we
rolls.
can go into that. Before that, the only question I want from this story is what type of hot pocket did he shoot him over? That is what I want.
What does
A
it matter?
meatball and marinara.
Is that what
It was okay because when Brian looked
Sorry,
it up,
hold
he could
on,
not. He could
hold on.
not. He did
Let
not
me-
see.
Sorry, not meatball and marinara. Meatball and mozzarella.
Yeah.
That's why I asked you.
Okay,
Oh.
because that was. Yeah, when
When I-
Brian saw the article, it must have been a different one. I was like, okay, but what flavor? Like that is a big.
That
factor.
is a big
If it's like
factor.
if it's like a
Sure.
pepperoni pizza fucking hot pocket, I'm like, yeah,
It-
I could go without
Those are everywhere.
It doesn't matter. It is the principle
Oh, yeah.
of you
Oh,
took
the principle.
last
The
one.
principle says a lot. I
Well,
will
and-
be honest.
and here's
I
the other
stand
thing,
by the
too.
principle.
I could not find, and mind you, I was writing some of my information down today, and for at least an hour.
It says some of it has a fucking scroll sheet.
Yeah.
Well, I started writing this in an email, and then I was like, "Fuck this! I'll just put it on a Google Doc," and it ended up being like 3 pages. because I put like bullet points, so
Yeah,
it's spaced
okay,
out. But
yeah.
I could not find what caliber that man was shot with.
You know, that's.
But here's the thing, though.
Imaginably
Here's-
45 and lower.
Here's a hint.
Well, yeah, he didn't hit him with a 50 BMG.
Well,
I know, but like,
But here's the thing, though. So he shot the guy. He
Correct.
ran out the door and ran like 4 blocks until he got help.
Yeah.
So,
Well, 'cause you just shot a guy.
22.
wait.
9
Oh, the
mil.
dude who was shot did the
Yeah.
building? Oh, okay.
Adrenaline's a crazy thing.
This is true.
That's true.
You can get hit with a 9 and keep
That's-
running.
I was
It's
like, yeah,
not
you,
even-
you can get hit with a 9 and run 2 blocks before you're like, oh, this really
Yeah.
fucking sucks.
Well, and I mean,
So
your
figure-
ass, you know,
what did you say?
you
It
got a
was
lot
4
of
blocks he
cushion.
ran?
I think it was like a 38 or something. I don't remember exactly, but I feel like I heard that
38
it.
special.
Yes, John Lennon.
I was like, yeah,
Yeah,
like
cool.
figure whatever the distance he ran was. Half of that was to get away. The other half was adrenaline. Like
Oh,
I
so
truly believe that
adrenaline's-
adrenaline carries a lot.
Oh, absolutely.
I will read this straight from the nudist article that I read.
Straight?
The roommate said he fled a few blocks from the room to get help, after which he was taken to University of Louisville Hospital for treatment. You know
God
what
bless.
sucks probably the most about this?
Living in Kentucky.
Well, besides
Louisville
that,
specifically.
Louisville.
Knock loose is from Louisville.
No, actually, Kentucky goes hard.
Yeah,
Oh,
they
I
have
love
a
Kentucky.
Good, they have a good hardcore scene.
Love Kentucky. Have many friends there.
That's
Yeah, not your.
But Louisville is a fucking interesting place, and the local people I know from there, they trash it as much as I trash Chicago. So
I
Fair.
I
Yeah,
will
but
like to
Chicago
add though,
earns it.
the worst part to this story, at least for myself, is
is the hot pocket. That
it's
only
a
got half
felony, so no more guns for that dude.
that dude should not be owning
Well,
firearms.
no.
in the
That's
first
true,
place.
because if you have a risk assessment over this motherfucker ate my last hot
I
pocket,"
would
bang.
if this was me and I had a paintball gun,
Oh,
I would
paintball gun easy.
exactly. I would light up probably 20, 30 rounds into my fucking roommate who ate my hot pocket. If
Oh,
I had
absolutely.
a paintball gun, a real gun, I'd be like, man, this is carrying some serious weight, and I don't really know if a fucking $2 hot pocket is really gonna
really worth
is really
me getting
gonna
a
tip
felony.
me over the edge.
Well, if we want to hear about news stories about gun violence, or not gun violence, but gun accidents,
Oh yeah.
Illinois man charged after shooting himself during a dream. So this guy,
Excuse me?
62-year-old Mark
Oh,
Dykara.
Mark. Oh no.
Shout out, Mark.
Yeah, Illinois man,
Shout out,
obviously, best place in the world. He was charged having a revoked FOID card after he
Sad.
accidentally shot himself while dreaming.
That's the only.
Okay,
That's the only
but
charge he got.
how the
I
continue
this
reading
is-
because this is very interesting.
He told the police he dreamed that someone was breaking into his house. He reached over, grabbed his .357 Magnum, and fired at the intruder in his dream, hitting himself in the leg.
Where at in the leg? Did he hit a femoral?
It didn't say specifically.
Probably not. Imagine if this,
I don't know.
This
the
article would-
Lord's caliber in the thigh.
357.
Oh, no,
not
understandable,
40.
Oh,
but-
sorry.
Yeah,
Ima-
still 357 Magnums.
is Lord's caliber.
It's good.
45 ACP is
45.
the Lord's
Okay,
caliber.
yep,
God
ACP,
bless. Don't get it
sorry.
wrong. 2 world wars, brother.
back to back.
Bang bang.
Yeah. But no, a 357 to the leg from a revolver
Rough.
while you're asleep.
But imagine
Bruh.
What a
that's
shitty way to
that's
fucking
got to be
wake
lower
up.
than the kneecaps. Like truly.
And what a way to get arrested because you have a revoked FOID card.
Yeah, like you
You fucked up
were
so
you
bad.
you were perfectly fine with the revoked card. Oh, having a gun in your possession.
Yeah.
You fuck up so bad that you have to have EMS come in and take your ass out, and they're like, "Where the fuck did you get the gun?"
Yeah.
Oh, it's there. You don't have a FOID card.
Yeah.
Oh.
Imagine you goof up so
Oh,
bad
no.
you catch a felony in your sleep. Like,
Oh,
good for him, I guess. But yeah, this happened like last week. This is super recent.
What did I have for dinner? A felony.
Yeah, Trevor Wallace's
Jesus.
comedy. Fuck
Yeah.
yeah.
Shout out their podcast, Stiff Socks.
I've listened
Oh.
to one this week. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Oh.
that's
Yeah, the name of it is
Oh.
Stiff Socks. Yeah.
I mean, come on.
Literally, okay.
You look at that guy.
If you
better
look
than
at,
Yeehaw,
if you
lads.
look at,
Oh, yeah.
hey, come on.
God bless.
If you look at all the names of the fucking podcast, like all the names of the episodes, it is just genuinely like the most cringe, like 12-year-old masturbating, sex, etc.
Well, yeah.
The
made
episode
into an episode name. Yes, the one I listened to this week was topped off at Top Golf.
God bless.
I mean,
That's a
you
Fall Out
imagine?
Boy song.
Okay, fair. But
Okay,
like there
yeah.
was like it's every fucking episode is just something along those lines. I'm like, Jesus Christ, guys.
Yeah.
Sometimes I do have really interesting guests and the stories are pretty good.
Top Golf do go hard,
Trevor
though.
Wallace is good friends with Young Gravy, and I listened to them Young Gravy, Trevor,
And Lisa Ann.
Lisa Ann, and then
Yeah.
the other co-host is like Michael something.
Nah, nobody
Blankenhauser or
comes
some
for
shit.
him, honestly.
Yeah, no,
unfortunately.
nobody does. It's all Trevor.
Can I read a few of these?
Absolutely.
Please, yes.
Reverse cowgirl colonoscopy.
Oh,
DiGiorno's deep dick pizza.
Exactly. I listened
Yep.
to that one.
Grill master on head duty. Pipes per capita. Wake and shake. Fingered in the Jaguar featuring Girls Gotta Eat.
Ain't
What
no
the
way.
Most
Ain't no
dangerous fleshlight.
That's a
Facetune,
blender.
I don't
a
even
dick
want to know.
pic.
Blender. 100% blender. I
Ding
cannot
dong
think.
dick. Live left.
Live left. What?
Tug.
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 Dick down on a deck.
God bless.
And
What a
auto
way to
blow
live.
on the Autobahn.
I have that one in my queue to listen to. I promise you I do.
And what's the name of this again?
Stiff
Stiff
Socks.
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 Yeah.
It-
I got
The-
started
the
listening.
prep-
That's
it-
great.
they are genuinely just two dudes who talk a lot about
It is
life.
it is mind-numbing comedy.
Yeah,
It's
literally.
good.
Oh, the fucking
The
their logo.
Yeah,
yeah.
it's
Mhm.
stiff
It's-
socks, bro.
They
What
are
do you want?
exactly who you think they are
Yeah,
from minute
they-
one.
Kudos to them with not giving a fuck. Like,
No, they're not
they
like
they don't care about their image in media. It's just a matter of them staying true to themselves. And honestly, they do come up with a good podcast. They have solid topics. They have really good guests, and just continue to do whatever the fuck they want. So kudos.
and that's how it should be, you know. Just
Yeah.
do whatever it is you do.
Merca.
America.
Do
God
what I
bless.
want.
Goodness.
Nice.
Speaking of
Number nine.
America, you got any Le Mans highlights for us with the
Ooh,
NASCAR
okay.
Yeah, I heard
run
it.
into
I heard
24?
it. Well, First of all,
America.
this car was just badass from the beginning.
Oh,
The
yes,
NASCAR
right,
that was
right.
competing.
Yes,
for second.
Garage 56.
Yes.
Okay.
Shout
Who
out.
went? So first of all, well, second of all now.
Third of all, run it back.
I heard news from people at the track.
You got inside sources?
No, I
I
just
know.
heard in general
I know.
that car is the only reason that they were able to stay up all night
It's
because
so
it came
fucking
around the track
loud.
every 4 minutes and woke everybody
Oh
up.
yes,
Yeah.
I saw a couple articles about like the the disrupting of sleep because of it. I was like, that's hilarious.
Now, to be fair, the Corvette GTM cars are also very loud.
Yeah.
They're a overhead
America.
cam V8,
yeah,
basically the same
Oh, yeah.
exhaust. Like,
Yeah.
but it's not the same as that push rod ridiculous, you know,
push
American
rod,
bred car.
very short header. Like at least like the Corvette car
It's-
ran entirely out the back.
It's rear engine. Where's the exhaust going?
Oh, it's a C8. Oh,
yes.
okay, my bad.
The C7s were rowdy. The C7Rs that when they were running them,
Yeah.
but or C6R. I don't know about the C7 specifically, but
Mm-hmm.
the C8.
C6 is for sure.
So the C8R is actually shorter than a production C8 because they don't need a trunk to fit golf clubs.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
which is
yeah.
no, that's
No, that's-
actually a
that
real
is-
design.
that is
that
a-
legit?
That is a
Yes.
production mandate. They
That-
have to make sure the
Yes.
Corvette. It's been like since like the fucking C4.
I've never heard
Yeah.
that.
No, it's real.
From the C3, C4, they've made sure that they hold a standard set of golf clubs
Yeah,
in the Corvette.
that is
period.
a requirement for
Yes.
the car to then be produced.
Yes.
is it has to fit a
because
set of
the
golf
only
clubs.
person who buys a Corvette, especially with an automatic transmission, all they do is drive the golf course every fucking Sunday and go back home.
Yeah,
Period.
that's their design spec. But for the C8Rs, they
Yeah.
shorten the trunk up about a foot,
Mhm.
which then shortens the exhaust, and they put the
That
dual overhead
makes
cam
sense.
motor in it. Oh my god,
That
it's
makes
gorgeous.
sense.
It makes the car look better, sound better. It's faster.
Absolutely.
Like, give us take the Z06, shrink the trunk, give us the R. I want it. I don't want it because I won't buy it, but
Yeah,
I want
true.
to see people own it because it's sick.
Yeah, exactly. And
But,
then
I
in
mean-
20 years, 30 years, when you were like, oh shit,
Once they're C5 prices, I am
Yeah.
fucking in.
Yo.
still 20
I-
fucking grand. For
I
a
can't
decent
imagine
one?
how
Yeah.
a dual clutch with a mid-engine responds after 20 years of price drop. It's gonna be rough. Now,
But-
if the-
I
if the
can't. I
C5
can't. Hey, I can't wait for you to find that out for me.
I'll buy a C5 and just beat it
You're
forever.
gonna buy a C5 in 10 years and still pay fucking 15 grand
Oh,
for
don't
it.
say that. It's true.
I know.
But-
C4s are icky. C5 up, great.
Back to the Le Mans story.
Le Mans.
Le Mans, whatever.
Lamar.
It is actually
Le Mans.
Lemon.
Go ahead.
Yeah, continue.
So, Garage 76 went to this. They were
56.
put.
55.
What did I say?
76.
Oh,
You're
sorry.
thinking Fallout 76.
What is
Damn
the
it.
number? Repeat it.
Garage 56.
56.
I thought you said 55 too.
So-
Anyway,
When they
that's me.
He might
showed up,
Yep.
and were put in their class before qualifiers. They were put into the innovation class, which is just a showcase style.
It is an exhibition class.
Exactly.
It is to show.
It's just to
what
show
this can
off
do,
Yeah.
new technology
Yep.
in these vehicles.
which is headlights for NASCAR.
They literally had to modify the front bumper to put headlights.
Okay,
on.
Oh,
but it
absolutely,
looks
yeah.
so
It
sick.
looks
I
good.
love the front end
Yeah.
of that car. Even though it's a Camaro-based car, but like the front end looks so good with the lights. It's just LED pods stuffed into it,
Yep.
but it looks
Good
sick.
enough.
It looks
That's all we
fucking good.
need, brother.
Yeah.
So, when,
America.
of course, you get put into an experimental class.
Mhm.
All you want to do is finish. You just want to finish that race. It is 24 hours of literal hell.
You were just running a torture test on your exhibition cars.
Yes.
Pretty much.
But it's spectators love it.
Yeah.
It is the coolest part of seeing
Except
Le
for when they
Mans
get
action.
woken up every couple.
Well,
of
I don't think
Well.
spectators were allowed to
No,
stay
If
all
you're
night, but
if you're still at the
No,
track,
they are.
you probably
are
want
they
to.
really?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a road.
There's a whole
that's
town
fair.
inside the racetrack.
Well, I knew that.
Yeah.
Same with fucking Nürburgring.
There
There's,
were-
there's,
yeah,
there's
that's
like
a daily
there's
driver.
genuine city inside of Nürburgring because it's a fucking 12-mile
Yeah,
course.
it's
But
literally
yeah,
just
Le Mans
roads.
is like anyone.
I think it's
you-
like 3.4 miles. or
Anyone who
something.
really owns property there anymore just knows that they're buying next to a racetrack.
Yeah.
So it's usually just a racetrack.
It is 8.476 miles.
Really?
Le Mans?
Yes.
Le Mans?
Yes.
No
Wow.
shit.
That's
Oh yeah, I
one
think, I think
lap.
Nürburgring is like 12.
Nürburgring's
or some
12.
shit.
Yeah, that's
But
like 12.
so they just wanted to finish
yeah.
last. They at least just wanted to finish.
Yeah,
But
it sets precedent.
it does. If I mean Jesus, if any car can finish that race, it's amazing. Because I also think I'm not too sure. I forgot to look it up. I believe a Ferrari wrecked in the first like 2 minutes.
I mean, it happens.
he
The race
lost
is
the
the
rear
first
end
corner,
and he
yeah.
just right into the wall.
You
It
got to
was
remember,
done.
these cars are so finely
Oh,
tuned
yes.
on the edge of death
Yes.
anyway. Like, they're on a slick tire if it's wet or slippery or grass clippings.
which it did rain,
Yeah. Which
and
is
it was funny.
it's a nightmare on slicks.
Yes.
Even on water slicks, because they have different classes of slick tire for
Yes,
these cars.
they do.
Even on their rain tires, it's sketchy.
Yeah. So, as an experimental car, they were put into the 62nd position, last place.
Yep.
Now, when they did qualifiers, they realized it was running more than 3 seconds faster than the entire 21 car class GTE AM.
Yeah.
That is the second class from the top.
Yeah.
They have
Hyper LMP is your top class.
LMP 1.
LMPs
Yes.
are so hot. I love those cars.
So, this car was going to go dead last, and it was going to start in the 39th position.
And to be fair, since it's an exhibition, it doesn't have the same restrictions to follow as the GTM cars.
Yes.
So it doesn't have a restrictor plate on it
Nope.
to limit the power to what the class recommends for spec.
Exactly. But on the other hand, they are not.
They're also not competing. with
Yes,
those cars.
they cannot.
There's no placing. There's no winning. There's no losing.
They can't get a trophy at the end of this,
exactly.
which does suck. But
But it's just a cool thing to do. Otherwise, in order to dial that car down far enough to be fairly
It would be
competitive,
pointless.
that car would be worthless.
Yeah.
You take a bunch of power out of it, and it can't corner as well. It can't
Nope.
stop as well.
Yep.
It's just a cool exhibition car. It's not
well,
made
and
to.
again, the whole reason why this deal was brokered through was to get more of the Europeans to start watching NASCAR in general.
Because you imagine you're some random French guy and you're seeing pushrod V8 scream past you. You're like, hey, that's kind of cool.
I
You're like,
want to watch that more.
like, maybe I should watch NASCAR. Meanwhile, Australians get V8 supercars, which is such a cool series.
Yeah.
Yeah.
'Cause they do road courses with built ass cars.
But so this Garage 56 car started in 39th.
Yeah.
Early Sunday, it was actually, and they ended up leading the GTE AM class. So they were at least in the top 3 of this 21 car class.
yeah, they were outpacing the GTM cars.
Yes.
Yeah, which is awesome.
Now, unfortunately, about 5 hours to go from the end of the race, they had an unplanned stop to completely change the brakes out.
Because they're not made to run that long.
No.
They found the failure
Understandable.
points.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's what
I
exhibition's
mean,
great for.
5,
Guess what?
19
a little
hours.
bit of R&D into the brakes, and then they're competitive
Well,
in the
yeah.
next up class that they were pushing in.
To be
you know what I
fair,
mean?
changing brake systems is not out of line for Le Mans.
No.
When
Oh,
you're
no.
running 24 hours, there's when the original GT40 ran, they actually had to change out the brake assembly. Like that was a
The
normal
entire
process.
assembly.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Like every car did
yeah,
that.
the rubber lines get soft after X amount.
Well, there's no rubber lines on those cars.
Not anymore,
Fair.
but
But yeah, back in the day, they
Yeah.
would have to change brake assemblies all the time. Now with carbon ceramics, it's way better.
which that's what they were running. Was
They had carbon
ceramics.
ceramics?
Yes.
Ooh,
Wow.
okay.
Okay.
Mhm.
I'm surprised they wore them out then. Maybe it was
But
just heat soak and they were just getting
I'm pretty sure it was heat soak
because that's a heavy car to slow down too.
yes,
That's the problem with it.
and
is
they
it's-
stripped 500 pounds out of that fucker. But he's
Fuck.
still a fat bitch. She's
I was gonna say,
heavy.
it's a full size. Well, compared to the LMP cars, it was a foot taller and a foot wider in every dimension.
Oh, yeah.
It's
Yeah.
humongous.
Another thing that I did see a lot of was a lot of the
Pass me that beer. Thanks.
a lot of the commentators that were doing the cab cams
Yeah.
were begging to stay
Oh, thank you.
Begging to stay.
in the Garage 56 car.
Oh yeah, because
Like we've seen enough of the Porsches, we've seen enough of the Ferraris. I want
That's
to
what
stay
Le
in
Mans
this
is,
car
is
and
we've-
watch.
is
There's
we-
only been fucking 3 decades of this fucking Le Mans.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean,
The
it's,
one new car that everybody wants to fucking see, like, how good is it gonna do? You need to keep the cameras on the action.
and to be fair, every year there's new stuff. I mean,
There
Aston
is.
brings
Yeah,
new
a
cars, Ferrari
bit.
brings new cars, but not
It-
static.
it's
stuff.
but I'll
not
say
that
those
far
are
out of
those
the
are
gate.
tweaks within the system already in place. This is an entirely new system put into a fucking completely foreign race.
And I believe,
let her rip. It's fucking
well,
sick.
okay, so first of all, this is the first time in 45, 50-ish years, I can't remember the exact number, that a NASCAR stock car has been to this race.
Yeah, I literally could not tell you the
Yeah,
last time
and
that a stock style
Second
car.
of all,
Yeah.
this is next generation's car
yes,
for NASCAR.
which NASCAR's been calling them the next gen cars
Yeah,
for 20
they've
For like
years now.
a
fucking
long
ever.
time.
Well, no,
It's been the car of
Yeah,
tomorrow.
yeah.
It's been they've
yeah,
always
but
called them a next
this
gen
specific
car.
next gen has been maybe 2 years, 2, 3 at best.
No, this is the next gen
Yeah,
car.
this is
not
going to be
this gen.
2024's race season
Yeah,
car.
Okay. Well, they were also saying this at the very
they've
least.
said it forever.
Yeah,
they
but
always
so the current
the current car,
car has only been 3-4 years probably.
which
has not been very long.
Yeah,
I would
because
say
2019
5 or
newer.
less.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
5 or less for sure.
well, because before that there was the car of tomorrow.
yes, and that
Like,
one had
that
a good
one-
run.
Yes, that was like junior high to high school era.
Yeah,
You
that was
remember
like
seeing the car of
2008, 2009 ish up.
tomorrow. Yeah, probably like 10 to 15 or
Yeah,
something. It wasn't.
that had probably had one of the longest runs
Yeah, because
as far as like, not consolidated.
sanctioned body of like
It was
of a spec class basically.
For the longest run of that, I would have to say that was probably one of the longest.
But yeah, NASCAR has always been on. Oh, the next gen car is here, and they always call them the same thing.
Mhm.
Like just call them the 2024 spec. You know,
That
Yeah.
would
like
only make it easier, but
because they're all the
Well,
next gen cars.
It's just like the same thing with all the USB namings.
oh
How
god,
they're all
USB A
A B C D E F G.
It's 3
F
point.
you.
Fuck
it's-
your dog and you.
Currently, it's 3.2 Gen 2x2.
yeah,
Like,
whatever.
It's so dumb how they name USB.
But so this is
Yeah.
supposedly
This is-
going to be 2024's.
Yes. Next
Year.
NASCAR season is this
That's
car.
their car.
Yeah. Which they look sick now. I actually really like that they're taking
Yes.
stock car shape back to stock
Yeah.
car.
Instead of just like, oh, the fucking
look, a
the
plastic
NASCAR
body.
shape.
Yeah, it's
no,
not-
fucking go back to the thing.
Yeah.
It's not the round, super smooth car of 2004. Like
Yeah.
it actually looks sick.
Yeah.
It they makes them really pop out on the track too.
Yes.
A
You
lot.
can tell different brands.
Yeah.
What we talked about last episode compared to the Le Mans car, or just any of them.
Like
Oh.
an LMP car, you
LMP
mean?
car.
Yes.
I was like,
Yeah.
bro,
Jesus Christ.
Those are nearly,
Fucking sick.
you know, there's differences, but not much. Whereas like, yeah, stock cars in
full
04
body car
were the same
versus
car.
like open
Right.
wheel fucking race car.
Yeah.
Well, there's no open wheels at Le Mans.
No?
Open wheel would be F1, where they're exposed strut. They're all closed wheel, but barely.
Yeah.
A
There's-
normal
it's-
fendered
how much-
vehicle
it's
versus a
fiber-
fully encased fiberglass to
Yeah.
push
Yeah, if
the
you-
Body from the outside of the tire to full body car is NASCAR.
Yeah, it's-
Versus like
it
the
is
LMP
not-
cars are just fucking as little body as little
Oh, yeah.
everything as possible.
LMP car
period.
is its own
Yeah.
thing. There's nothing to compare it to.
No.
Yeah.
It's not open wheel. It's not a closed car. It's right in the. It's a single seat missile.
My drunk ass can't tell the difference. So
That's fair.
have another one, why don't you?
God bless. Too.
But so after
trying.
that brake change at almost 5 hours to the end, unfortunately after that, they had a 40-minute pit to change the gearbox. The gearbox finally failed.
Ooh.
Wow.
It's still the manual 4-speed, isn't it? Do you know what gearbox?
They had
I think
pedals,
Really?
I think.
Which for LeMans
That makes
a ton
so
of
much
sense.
sense.
Manually
You're on the
shifting would be
wheel
miserable.
constantly, and you can just ding, ding, ding,
Yeah.
go up and down so easily.
But NASCAR just should be the 4-speed.
It
The
should.
4-speed.
I don't think it was.
No, and it would make sense it wasn't. It would be crazy to run a manual transmission for 24 hours.
So I believe their total pit time between their brake change and that gearbox change was almost 2 hours. And at
that's
5 hours to go in Le Mans, that's a lot of catching up to do.
yeah. If you were competing, yeah, you're basically that drops you at least halfway
Yeah.
through the pack, if not more.
Yeah.
like you're dealing with other people who had issues to place with now.
Yes. So with that, of course, that took them out of the competition to entirely beat the GTE AM class.
Yeah.
But they pushed that car so hard after that gearbox was finished,
Mhm.
they actually ended up finishing 39th overall
Out of 62.
out
it
of
started.
62. So where that car started in the pack is where it ended.
That's sick.
And they ended up
Like-
being put 10th in the GTE AM class, 21 cars raced in the GTE
Yeah.
E class.
That's actually super impressive.
So
Like-
a experimental car
Mhm.
for the first time in 40 plus years went to Le Mans, got
Mans.
placed in an actual class, and stayed there after 2-ish hours
Stayed
of pits.
Yeah, stayed competitive.
It completed 285 laps.
Oh,
of
yeah.
Le Mans.
Wow.
285 laps around an 8.476 road course for a total of 2,415 miles 2,415.66 miles.
Yeah. Of abuse at the
So
hardest level.
overall, on top of that as well, among the 62 entries,
Among us.
including 12 cars, which would be 1/3 of the field who failed to finish.
The fact that they finished it is
Yeah.
aw- now those cars are very cookie cutter. Like all the parts are made to
Still.
come in and out really
Yeah.
easy.
Still,
But still, to just do that and have it be relatively successful,
the engine didn't blow.
the fact the engine survived is awesome because that used to be a huge problem at Le
Oh,
Mans.
yeah.
It's much better now, but now if that car had a restrictor plate on it to match class spec,
I don't think it would have.
it wouldn't have placed as good as it
No.
did. But they might not have to restrict it that much because the cornering and braking is so out of balance.
That is true.
You know, I don't know where they would actually place it because they've done it before where like they'll restrict the cars to balance them
Mhm.
and they'll underbalance one a little bit and they'll run away with it.
Oh yeah.
Like it's a really hard thing to get all the cars consistent
Mhm.
because I had seen clips of it racing a Ferrari down the Mulsanne straight at the back.
Oh.
I would hear it turn the corner, Ferrari'd pull length, and it would just stand on it, roll past it effortlessly. It's wild.
Damn.
It sounds so cool
Yeah.
running
The
down.
the minute that car would get out of a corner, it would just
It would-
all right, see you, bye.
Yeah, I'm going this way, by and roll right past
Ricky
it.
Bobby's my best friend.
Yeah. But as soon as you get
Shake
into
and bake.
corners, you could tell the Ferraris and Porsches are just running
Yes.
circles around.
Well,
it.
I think they could do
I
way
did
better
watch one
cornering.
Clip. It was basically a exaggerated S, like elongated S,
Yeah.
and it like there was some sort of LMP car trying to come up past it,
Mhm.
and it just basically said "fuck you," close the door, and then put probably 3 car gap on it. I'm like, oh, get fucked, nerd!
Damn.
Like hell yeah.
Alright.
Yeah.
Like
it's
and it like genuinely, I rewatched the clip probably like 3 or 4 times. I was like, okay, it is funny to like meme this clip, but I also like just kind of dove into like this specific turn. I'm like, oh no, like the NASCAR was doing the very proper racing line,
yes.
and even in the line, it was making pace over the LMP car, which was at this point already fallen behind enough to take the same line, as well as like putting the NASCAR was putting gap on the LMP car. I'm like,
So
it's like it is possible that the stock car can very well compete in
yes. So
any race.
So
almost.
just
When you're-
just as a quick clarification,
Yeah.
they were running a 5-speed paddle shift sequential with ramp and plate differentials.
okay, that makes a ton of sense.
I
Yeah.
tried to Google it. I
that
did not find that.
that makes total sense because coming down here
running a
in a
manual-
middle of a
sucks.
corner,
Yeah.
you wouldn't have.
You couldn't jack off enough
yeah,
to make your
no.
right hand
No.
strong enough.
Yeah.
to hold
You-
that. Or left hand, I guess.
Especially to get that fat
Whichever.
bottom bitch around the fucking
Yeah, no,
corner at
keep that.
speed.
Yeah.
No, you
Which-
need 2 hands on the bitch and 1 hand on the paddle that you're shifting.
How many hands do you have?
2 hands on the wheel, 1
Yeah, I know.
couple
I know what
fingers
you mean.
on one on whether you're upshifting or
Just give her a
downshifting.
good
but
old
usually down.
screaming
Fucking
We're not-
shocker.
Yeah.
Yeah, screaming.
But no,
shocker.
when you're running a multi-class event like that,
Yeah.
you hold your line as best you can and let the car
Yeah.
drive around you. Because if you go to move out of their way, odds are you'll merge into them.
Yeah.
So taking the proper line's great, because that car was probably thinking it could sneak by it, and it was surprised how quick it got through there. That's why
honestly,
I had to back off
I
and come
was-
around it.
That was more of that was the real like meat and potatoes of the clip. You like I said, you can kind of take the very fucking surface level meme of it. It's like NASCAR says no, fuck
Yeah.
you to LMP car, but it's like no, if you actually dive in and watch the lines and shit, it's like oh no, like it had a really good the NASCAR had a really good line, the LMP car just behind it. Like when they come into the corner or the S turn, the LMP is on the bumper of the NASCAR. By the time the NASCAR is fully through this S curve, it is 2 to 2.5, maybe 3 lengths on the LMP car. It's like, dude, this was technically two turns of the steering wheel, and the NASCAR's gone.
Right.
Like,
Which, yeah, probably the LMP thought it could make it and had to brake behind it, which is what I would assume happened.
Yeah,
but still, from
yeah.
the surface level, it still looks really impressive because it is.
exactly.
It is super cool that they're actually pushing the technology that isn't made for this to actually be able to do it. It's so cool.
Here's another little fun fact. The first car that wrecked was in the first 90 minutes of Le Mans.
90 minutes? I thought you said 2 minutes earlier. Or 2 laps, maybe. But
I don't know.
either way.
It was the number 14. Can you guess what class?
Number 14?
LMP2.
I'd say that'd be, like I say, early numbers usually LMP
Yeah,
cars.
he was trying to tackle a corner way too hard and lost total control and ended up spinning off and crashing into a barrier on the side of the
Oh, yeah.
track.
So the 24-hour race, and I was going to bring up earlier. I watched Jimmy Broadbent,
Yeah.
YouTuber,
Sim
sim
racer.
racing rig, real life racer as well. But he had just done a video reviewing a 24 hours of Nürburgring, and the driver in that, Kevin something, I forget. He was driving a fucking yellow and green Porsche. Within 2 laps, Kevin of a 24-hour race, within the first 2 laps, Kevin, whatever the fuck his name was, went from 9th place to 1st.
Oh, yeah.
Holy shit.
You gotta think 2 laps of a 12-mile track
But-
is a lot.
But it was also raining. Like, because
Oh.
the track's so fucking long, there were 3 separate sections of rain on one lap. Like,
Yeah.
rain, stop, rain, stop, rain, stop. That was 1 lap. Over 2 laps, he went from 9th to 1st.
Yeah, and having a better balanced car compared to a hypercar, like you can actually pull position.
This was just a single 24-hour race. This was
Yeah.
not. This wasn't like Le Mans where it's the fucking
no, but
X amount of classes. This was
it's a Porsche mid-engine or what do we
Rear
rear
engine.
Yeah, technically rear engine. You have weight bias over your drive, whereas
True.
a front engine like Aston or something is
Yeah.
not going to handle the rain because it's probably still on a slick tire because the whole track isn't in rain.
yeah.
So it was probably already on a slick tire, like a dry slick still. So as soon as you get into that wet, it's super unpredictable. Whereas a Porsche
Absolutely.
with the rear weight bias will stick through those corners a little bit better. It won't kick the rear out; it'll just understeer a little bit, so you can push harder and then brake harder into it. Is
But
the
that
plan.
wasn't the whole like.
No, of course.
Yes, it helped some, but he also like before he even hit the rain, he jumped like 4 or 5 positions. He was on a fucking tear,
Oh, yeah.
regardless of it. But the fact that it happened within the 24-hour race, like this is my point that I was going is with the 24-hour race, like it's a fucking marathon, not a sprint. Like
Exactly. You have to conserve your car. That's a big
Yes.
part of the race.
it's not even just you. Like you
Well-
can conserve your car, aka your 6-8 hour sprint.
Right.
But like there's 2 fucking drivers after you who are gonna do this 24 like 3 8-hour periods is
I think they're 3-hour shifts is the usual standard.
Yeah.
But still, like you have to conserve the car
Yeah.
and you.
Yeah,
Because if you're wearing
yeah.
yourself out, bouncing this car off curbs,
Yeah.
because Nürburgring is a super rough track.
Yeah,
because,
Nürburgring is even worse than Le Mans.
because
for
it is
sure.
a street circuit. It is literal
Yes.
roads. Like
Yeah.
they are beat up and cracked, and
It is insane the amount of different terrain,
Yeah.
as well as elevation, as well as
and the curbs are hyper aggressive because it's
weather.
a road circuit. They're putting curbs
Yeah.
there to bounce off of. Like
Yeah.
it is super, and there's basically no runoff on any of the track. You slip, you're catching a tin wall. Like it's everywhere.
there's
the
about
track.
8 feet of grass and then
Yeah.
steel barrier.
Yeah,
like,
it's
It's
a
not going to be fun hitting that fucker.
No, it's a brutal.
especially at speed.
There are many compilations on YouTube of track days gone wrong,
Yeah.
Nürburgring.
Oh yeah.
Just have fun watching every single crash ever.
Yeah. There's a reason they call it the green hell. It is a brutal track to race. Hell, even racing it on a game is brutal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
True.
Like it's miserable.
True.
Well, if we're talking about games, we want to talk about Overwatch 2 completely screwing the pooch on this one.
Oh.
Yeah.
So, for reference, Overwatch 1 was a pay-to-play game. You bought the game, and you would play it. Overwatch 2 was a free-to-play game. They gave you the game for free, and you could do whatever with it. The problem is, Overwatch 1, they were going to incorporate a PvE, or player versus enemy story mode kind of thing, and they decided that the game engine could not support that. So they said, okay, we'll migrate to Overwatch 2 and actually have a engine that can run PvE, player versus enemy, run it really well.
Yeah.
Then recently they announced that, actually we're going to hold back on that because it's actually not, it's not really viable to do yet. We're going to focus on this, which is basically them copping out and saying, well, we're not going to do it because we make more money off a battle pass. There's no point in adding content.
Yeah.
So then recently at the Xbox Summer Games Showcase, or whatever you want to call it, I don't know what the actual technical name is, but
Is it even called the Xbox? Is it
It is-
Microsoft now?
I believe it is still Xbox. I believe that is the technical term, is the Xbox Games Showcase or something. It's some
I
weird
could be
thing.
wrong.
Yeah.
Xbox Games Showcase
Okay.
2023. Yes. So there they announced that they will include a PvE mode, which is great. That's what we all wanted.
Mhm.
The problem is, in order to get access to it, you have to pay $15 to get access to it.
Mm.
So run through this logic. I paid $60 for Overwatch 1. They said, nah, we're not going to support that. We'll switch it to 2. And then they're like, oh, hey, that content you wanted? Yeah, pay for it again. I'm like,
Yeah, no.
but I already paid for the first one, which you then got rid of in order to do this content. And now I have to pay for it again? Like, this doesn't make any sense to me, right? Like, am I crazy? Are they crazy?
Well, us as a gaming community, when I
Mhm.
say us, I mean people with common sense who fucking game.
Yeah.
So nobody.
That makes no fucking sense.
Oh, that's insane.
Yeah.
But, as a giant
When you-
multi-billion, million, whatever you want to call it.
Activision Blizzard is a huge company now.
Yes. Publisher, you're going to go, fuck them, take their money.
Yeah. The point is to make money, not to build games for gamers. The battle pass is $20 a season. Like, the season's only 50 or 60 days now. Like, because it can be. They'll run through as many as you can buy. It's crazy. So the reason that they're doing this is to make more money.
Oh, yeah.
Mhm.
Easily.
The problem is that they lie about it. They say, okay, we're going to build Overwatch 2 for PvE story mode. You can build hero progression, do things individually with each character that are cool. And then as soon as they announce that, they build the game works, and they don't launch it with it. Like, oh, we'll include it later. Sure, okay. And they're like, well, actually, we're not going to include it. It's like, why not? That's
Yeah.
why
Yeah.
you built Overwatch 2, was to include these new features. Now they announce, we will include it if you pay more for it.
I'm not buying that.
No, I
No.
paid money for the first game,
Mhm.
got basically no benefit.
Yeah.
Other
got
than
fucked.
I started with more heroes unlocked.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ooh.
Right.
Yeah. Basically got no benefit for it. I actually bought the game twice, once for Xbox One and once for BC.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Now,
And-
was that before the Game Pass, or is
I've never
is that-
once got Game Pass.
Okay.
I don't-
Well,
I don't like Game Pass.
fair
but
enough.
That's just me. It's a good deal. I'm just not going to do it.
I only had it because I got a code when I bought my video card.
fair
But
enough.
I'm not fucking buying it.
Oh,
you
no.
know?
Oh, God, no.
I'm not going back to fucking
You
console.
can
no.
use in-game currency to get the battle pass, but it's like, why would I?
The price to reward is just not worth
I
it.
don't
yeah.
like the game that much to.
And you're not-
ever...
You don't play it enough to justify earning the battle pass
Right,
every
like,
season.
I barely got to the end of last season, even.
Yeah, and that's when it was still new and hyper motivated to finish it. It's crazy.
Yes.
So it's just really disappointing. Well, it's Blizzard being Blizzard.
Yeah.
This is
Yeah.
a standard thing they do.
Money hungry bitches.
Oh, by far.
Well, they got to pay a bunch of sexual lawsuits.
Well,
They
Fair.
need the cash.
that is
Fair.
Yeah, but they're Activision Blizzard. They just sell another battle pass for Call of Duty and release a new skin, and they make
is
another
true.
$1 million.
Yeah,
it's
that's true.
crazy.
Million, that's it.
Oh,
Right.
it's more than that, I'm sure.
It's fucking
$billion-dollar
pathetic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah, it's crazy, but
Yeah.
it's just an absolute misread on fucking Blizzard's part on this game. It bothers. It's so stupid. Like, okay, I paid for the game. Can I get this for free? Well, no, it's like
Well, no.
where
Pass.
where did that money go? Like this game is not that different. Like I
Yeah.
don't understand why they just hate their community so much. It's crazy.
Well, and I think that more kind of breaks down to the point of they have a community that will blindly follow whatever. If I can buy something that's going to make me better in the game,
Well, I feel
you
like,
have kids with credit cards out there from their parents that
yeah.
are going to go out and buy
I
that.
feel like that's more the Overwatch or the Call of Duty
Well, yes.
community
Yes.
bleeding over in or the mindset of the Call of Duty
Yep.
player bleeding over into the Overwatch player.
Yes.
Is
Exactly.
like the Call of Duty kid has always had his mom's credit card to buy all this shit and just continue to fucking support this stupid fucking system.
Uh-huh.
And I feel like they're just trying to implement that into the Overwatch system, which is like you had it better on the previous versions. Stick with that.
Yeah.
Continue to do what you were doing with that, and we will continue to support that. Meanwhile, whereas like when I say that, I'm speaking more of the term of like someone who's actually trying to support the system and play. Whereas
yeah.
like
Yeah.
the person who's gonna buy the fucking battle pass regardless, the Call of Duty kid, it literally just he doesn't care because he just wants to continue to do the same thing. Whereas like us who actually want better things to come out of it, we don't get what we want. The Call of Duty kid is now the majority, and we get fucked.
Yeah,
Yeah.
The actual person who gives a fuck about this
Well,
gets
kid
fucked.
willing to pay money for basically nothing.
Exactly. And, I think that also, I've kind of noticed it more as I've gotten older is I've had a shitty fucking week.
Mhm.
All I want to do is hop on a game and relax.
Right.
And then
Yeah.
10 losses later, it's fuck this, I'm done. I'm not touching this game for a week.
Yeah.
So that's
And
why
I feel like a lot of that kind of pay to win battle pass stuff just kills it. I'm not gonna fucking spend money on this game. This is my free time. I've already either bought the game or
yeah.
It's a free game.
It's a
Why
free
would I
game.
spend money on it?
I had to do that for a day. I had to take a break from Overwatch for a day.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I was
Because-
going to yeet my fucking mouse into my side panel.
Oh,
because
I've
the
done
community is so toxic.
Ask me how many Xbox controllers I've smacked over the years.
Caitlin and I
enough.
played for an hour and a
good
half, 10 games.
Yeah.
We lost every fucking game.
And how many of them were your fault you lost?
No, Caitlin and I
None.
were carrying
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
all 10.
now
And I
was
have
this
screenshots in our Discord to prove this.
was this competitive or was this casual?
We did a mix of both.
Yeah.
Okay,
The
so let's call it
first
5
like
and 5.
the first like 3 to 4 games we did competitive, and then we said, okay, let's just switch to quick play. And quick play was probably worse.
Yeah.
In competitive, we had teammates that tried to make it look like they were
Yeah.
trying.
Well,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
the thing with competitive too is the matchmaking is 2 tanks, a damage.
No, 1 tank,
Okay,
2 damage,
sorry.
2 support.
Yeah.
It used to be 2 of each, and in Overwatch 1 it was 2 of each. Overwatch
Yes.
2 they took one of the tanks
But
out,
it's
which I actually like that balance change
Yes.
a lot. But
it
Yeah.
is balanced to the point of
both
you
teams
have to be
exactly
this,
the same.
you have to be this.
Yes.
And
Yes.
I've noticed a lot, especially in casual, is we get 2 tanks and 3 damages, or 1 tank and 3 damages, or
And-
4 damages, and it's
Yeah.
like
And that's on us because we do open.
yes,
we
but
should probably
still,
stop doing
it's
that.
like wow, we can't make it out of spawn,
Yep.
and then you
Yep.
get the kids. We'll switch to healer.
Because we got to call it.
Motherfucker, I have 12 kills. You have 1. You switch to fucking healer.
Yeah.
Well,
Yes.
because playing the healer is not a glamorous role. It's not the most fun
Really? Because I take pride in that.
because you actually are good at playing
Yeah,
the
you
game.
two are
I
and
can't
good.
enjoy winning.
I've tried to play healer, and I'm just like, bro,
It's tough.
I can't.
Well, and
It's tough.
It's Brian's role.
It helps when
Yeah,
you're playing
he's
with
good
me,
at it.
who's a goaded tier healer.
True.
I am always the highest healing per round.
Oh, yeah,
every
easy.
round. Like
Yeah,
it is.
I'm usually like a damage or tank, and I'm like, damn, I have the same score as Brian. How the fuck does that work?
Yeah,
so oh, never mind. I lost my train of thought.
yeah. No, either way, but
Yeah.
it really sucks they did that, and that was announced at the Xbox Games Showcase 2023, whatever
What
the
a
fuck they
fucking
call it.
mouthful.
Speaking of a showcase, do we want to talk about the upcoming event we're hoping to go to?
I was going to keep
Ooh.
talking about the Xbox Games Showcase because there's a whole bunch
We-
of other
we can
stuff
touch
was
on that
announced.
later. 'cause I
Okay, yeah.
would like
You
to talk
guys have the
about that.
topics? I don't.
Yeah,
I think we're
so-
so, an hour and
Go
a
ahead.
half.
On the showcase, there was a bunch of cool games announced, but the highlights are a new Forza Motorsports with better AI drivers. They're not just going to follow the line and ram your car off the road every time they
Oh,
get
they're
your
going to be
way.
like intuitive?
Like it's gonna be like Gran
They are
Turismo.
actually
Really?
going. They're going to better than Gran Turismo is what they're saying already.
Oh,
They're
okay.
going to actually follow the line and back. They're going to act more timid not afraid to run. They're going to be afraid to run the cars into each other and
Which
stuff.
makes sense.
Good. Okay.
So-
Because that's the
now-
problem. Because motorsport is the hyper competitive
Yes.
leg,
Yes.
not
Yeah.
the Horizon is
Horizon
more of a
is
goof-
I'm gonna
open
fuck
world.
around.
It's casual.
Yeah,
Yes.
fuck around with your
Which is
They-
like Marcus was saying, is if you wanted to jump onto a game that was just
just to
I
mess
worked
around
all
with.
week, I just want to
decompression
do
game,
something.
yes.
Horizon is the game.
It's
Motorsport
perfect.
is something that you played fucking 4 days this week, and you're like, oh, I can't wait to fucking do this
It
and
is-
beat this one fucking
Yeah.
championship. That's
Yeah.
It is a borderline stressful game.
yeah,
'Cause
because
you-
you are competitive in it.
Yeah, and it's gonna
Absolutely.
they're changing the way you win and lose. They're trying to reward you more for making a good clean lap instead of winning the race. They're trying to
I
make
like
it
that.
the benefit is
I'm
that you
fucked, is what you're saying.
the well
Same.
yes.
I
mean-
treat AI like my fucking garbage can. I beat
Exactly.
the fuck out.
Which that's how it's fun to play like that. But they're actually going to benefit you from good passes and good turns.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
Okay.
So
Keeping
more,
the
more of
driving
a
line.
like iRacing.
closer to a simulator.
Yeah.
Yeah.
iRacing has there's a lot of things that it judges you off of, and you get a score dependent on that.
Exactly.
So
like
it's
that.
clean passes, clean racing.
yes.
Uh,
Ramming a car to get into first actually is bad.
yeah,
You know.
because you could do it clean if you were presented the opportunity. Whereas,
And you had the skill.
yes.
Yeah.
But meanwhile, is if you didn't ram first place to get into first, if you just stayed in second and did clean, you would
Yes.
You would get a
more
better
skill
score.
and
Yeah.
a better score.
You
yeah.
actually have more skill
Yeah.
as a driver for doing that clean than dirty.
Yes.
Yes.
for a game to try and incorporate that into the story mode of it, technically, I guess. Like that is big. That is
Which
huge.
it's nice that they separate out Horizon and Motorsport now.
True.
They keep spreading further apart, which makes them both better at what they're built for.
yeah.
Horizon, you're going to throw a car 100 feet off a cliff. Motorsport, you're counting milliseconds on corners.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
super nice.
Go
So
ahead.
I really appreciate the way they're doing that. Crisp.
That was fucking
was
crisp.
Crisp.
I can't wait till the interface cuts all that out. I can't even hear you open it, but
They're just gonna hear it.
yeah,
And
you'll hear
that's
the
it.
click at the end of it. But yeah, no, I'm really glad they're actually because in a race you're not supposed to get to first place in two corners. That's never going to happen in real life. If
Exactly.
they won't-
Unless you're like me and you bump every
Well,
fucking car along the
exactly.
way.
Yeah.
But they're trying to motivate you to get first place at the end of the race, not to get it
Yeah.
the first lap out.
Yeah.
You know, pass clean, make good moves, and work your way through a pack. And I actually really appreciate that they're doing that. It's cool little thing.
Yes.
Other games that were announced, a new Microsoft Flight Sim for 24.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Surely just updated maps and stuff, but I think the last one was 2020. I don't know when it wasn't. It was a while ago.
think
at
it
this
was
point.
No, it was. It was like 2019, 2020
Yeah.
because COVID was,
It
like
was-
the big thing going on.
Yeah. So they got a new one for 2024. Surely the maps will be updated to be a much nicer experience.
Well, and I'm
you
sure
know,
that they really
2020,
focused
2020, yeah.
on kind of the more 3D aspects of the map building that they did for that.
Yeah.
That would be super nice.
They're
if
probably
it was
adding
a lot
more-
more detail.
more detail to the ground level.
I was saying
stuff.
because they incorporated a lot of Google Maps into
Mhm.
Yeah, because I crashed
Flight
into
sim-
my house.
exactly.
the amount of people
That
who
was
did
the
that,
common. That was the common.
there was actually a really big problem. People doing that on stream and then realizing they just announced where their house was to their whole stream.
That's a new
Damn.
form. That's a new
Oh
form
no!
of
I
bullying.
thought you
Yeah.
were going on like the. Oh, I want to crash into this person's house.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's
And
a
it
new
was-
form of
yeah.
bullying.
Exactly. Yeah. It was like you send them the clip and they're like at work and they're like, "Oh my god, mom!"
Yeah. Another cool one, City Skylines 2.
Okay, I
Oh.
heard some very interesting things on the amount of detail they are putting into this. It looks fucking awesome.
City Skylines 1 was a fantastic game, all things considered.
Top tier.
The problem is there's a lot of like traffic flow problems and stuff that like you had to have mods to fix properly.
Yes.
Okay.
It sounds like they're incorporating a lot of those ideas into number 2 now, which will make it a much better experience, a lot more detail, a lot more
Yes.
in-depth stuff, you know.
Nice.
So that'll be cool. Like I like City Skylines a lot. I haven't played a ton of it,
Neither have I.
but the more I play it, the more frustrated I get because it's so like
Well, and
as soon as you fix one problem, it makes
another
three more.
pops up.
Yeah.
But I will give City Skylines way more credit than SimCity. You ever tried to play fucking
Oh,
SimCity?
God. It's
You
brutal.
get
Yeah.
like your city
Sucks.
established and like, okay, I'm gonna build some wealth, and then it starts going, and it's like, oh, money's gone,
Yeah.
and you're done. Game's over.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Start again.
You overexpanded and now you lost all your money. Thanks for playing.
Yeah. So
So that's another
City
one.
Skylines is pretty nice.
They're also with Flight Simulator. They're including a Dune expansion pack, like the movie series Dune.
Oh.
I don't know how that's gonna go, but I'm assuming
There's
you're
really
flying
not a lot
like,
of fucking terrain unless they bring the vehicles.
That's kind of what I'm wondering, if they're gonna bring like the planet and the vehicles
See,
from
now,
the show or
if-
movie or whatever you want to call it. It'd be cool.
If Microsoft went ahead and said, you know what, let's take the top, 50 movie franchises, TV shows, a little bit of mix both, and
Yeah.
let's incorporate all of the flying vehicles that they have.
Right. That's so much money though.
That would be
To-
a lot of
to
money
buy
for,
licensing
for
for
the
all those.
copyrights and everything. But still, do you know how fucking cool that'd be?
I mean, they could make a Halo pack and get the Falcons and the Wraiths.
Oh,
And
I would fuck me up
Yeah.
a Pelican,
or get,
boys.
the Pillar of Dawn. Is that the name of it? What's the big ass ship in
Pillar of
Halo?
Dawn.
Is it
Yeah,
that?
you're right.
Okay.
it's something
It's
Dawn.
something of Dawn. Yeah. It's
Yeah.
Pillar of Dawn
Yep.
or Pillar of Autumn. Pillar of Autumn. That's
Pillar
it.
of
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
There's another one that's Dawn.
It's
but
Dawn something.
It's the humongous frigate carrier. Like those things are so cool.
Like that'd be
UNSC Dawn.
yes.
Okay.
I
yes.
would fly
Dawn
the
under
fuck
heaven.
out of them.
That's it. Yeah. But
I would probably end up buying a full sim rig for
because it's Microsoft. They own
Hey, I
Halo.
got
They
one.
could
Yeah.
port them in there.
Hmm?
You know.
He's got a full sim rig.
he's
not
gonna sell it.
steering wheel. I'm talking
Yeah.
sticks.
A
Okay,
HOTAS.
so to
Well,
touch
all
on,
you gotta do is put the sticks in
It's
the
way
seat.
different.
it's
Good.
a lot different.
Oh.
Yeah.
To
Who
touch
does?
on the
Sticks
whole
in the
flight
seat.
sim thing, have you guys seen? You guys know what not City Sky, Star Citizen is?
Yeah.
No.
Have you seen some of the HOTAS setups guys have made
No.
for that?
No.
People are insane.
I have
when it
seen
comes to Star
people
Citizen.
put
It's insane.
linear tracks on their desk to where when they sit down,
They
they can grab and it locks in.
yeah.
Oh, it looks so good.
It's just a zero turn mower. You just flip them up. It's the same
Oh,
thing.
You
yeah.
just flip 'em.
That's
Oh
what I was
my
thinking when you
God.
said that.
Some of the setup,
So-
like Star Citizen, is such a niche
game, and it does. No offense to them, they raised a fuckload of money.
I think they still have the biggest like Kickstarter GoFundMe
Oh yeah,
ever.
easy,
It's
and
such a
that
huge
game is
number.
nowhere near done.
But
And to-
what is done for
Well,
a game that's about
that-
space exploration?
That is true.
No
but-
Man's Sky where they ship it and it's junk.
Supposedly it's better.
There was
Yeah,
an update that helped a lot, but
I
There were
tried to get back
multiple
into
of
that.
there was
And
like,
it's-
an update
Yeah,
that
yeah.
changed it,
After
but
yeah, because once
it's still dog
once
shit.
it was released, it was like, oh, this is trash.
Yeah, they're like-
and then it was
yeah.
like
I refunded
a
that
month
game.
or two later,
Yeah,
it was
a
like,
lot of people.
this is better. And then every update since then is like, oh, so now after a year of you giving us
Not
you know,
even like
3
4.
updates,
yeah.
yeah, like 3-4 updates, it was like,
oh,
oh, hey, thanks for helping us. You gave us the game you actually promised,
Which
fucking handful of years ago.
They could have just done from the start, like
Yeah. But they
Cyberpunk, where
didn't
they held it
because they
back.
fucking
That's
Oh god, that game was so glitchy when it came
Oh,
out. The
it-
graphical glitches.
I never had a problem. I got it within the first month of it releasing,
and
and
you
it was
played it on
fine.
Xbox, didn't you?
No Man's
No,
Sky?
it was on
No?
1080. Yeah, no, it was
Okay.
on my PC.
Okay.
It was on 1080. It was I didn't have the graphics fucking maxed because I knew I had a 1080. I'm not fucking trying to be crazy, but it genuinely the graphics were not. I didn't have them low enough to where I'm like, oh, this is fucking shitty.
Right.
dog shit.
No, it was like not that fucking bad. And
You
I never,
probably had
I
it a
played
little
like
bit better
probably
than
6
medium.
hours of it, 8 hours of it.
Wow.
Did you finish a playthrough?
No,
Oh wow.
but I played.
I still have not
I
finished.
did.
I think
I did literally like
I think it's like
one
20
weekend.
hours.
I was gonna
Of
say
No
I want to
Man's?
say it's like 30.
I think
of,
that's what my playthrough was like
Cyberpunk.
20
Well, I'm
2077.
probably
Oh.
like 20, 25,
I
25 to 30% through.
tried to get into that
But,
game
like,
very
I
very
think
hard.
It might have crashed once, and this was still on my old bad power supply.
Okay, that's
Oh.
fair.
So
But
like genuinely, it would have been the same. It would have been the same like miscommunication or fucking blue screen that
Right.
yeah, you would have had
CS:GO is
with
giving
any
me. Battlefield
anything
4 is
else.
giving me all the things. Ready or not?
My thing with Cyberpunk 2077, and maybe this is just how I play and how I prefer my games.
Sure.
I do not want to sit through half an hour of conversation
See,
before and after a mission.
The problem is that your
there's,
problem.
there's too much fucking talking.
It's a role playing game.
yeah,
It's Skyrim with modern tech.
Yes.
It's weird to get into that niche of like Grand Theft Auto is finish the mission, check mark, run somewhere else.
yes.
It's not that style of game.
I don't know. And
My playthrough took me 25 hours, and I did not do everything. There's a ton of stuff I didn't do.
I think what killed it for me the most, and maybe if I sat down and did a fresh play, I would do it again. I started watching content on it.
That'll do it.
Yeah.
That's
and then I
one
got in
game-
it. Well, fuck that. I'm gonna go over here and go get this gun, and then I'm gonna go.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
No,
go
I
fuck
played
around.
it-
I got into that game and played it GTA style.
That's the
Yeah.
that game is not made for that. That's the problem.
Yeah,
It's
and-
made for you to play it like a Skyrim, where you're like worried about your reputation. You're
Yes.
worried
Yeah.
about you're managing loot.
I'll say so. My 6 or 8 hour playthrough, it was a checkpoint to checkpoint, like go as fast as you could, because
Yeah,
genuinely, like my playthrough style is Grand Theft Auto kind of similar.
you want
Yeah.
to witness the story as quick as you can.
Yeah, but
because you're like, next
I
step
well-
is
need that
this.
progress to make it kind of.
I
I need
wouldn't
the
say-
storyline to progress as fast as that.
Right.
Yeah,
To
and
keep
I
me
wouldn't say that
entertained.
my gameplay style isn't as much as that. It's okay. Great, I understand what's basically going on. I don't need to hear about how your fucking day has been. You know what I mean? Like
but Keanu
you
Reeves.
don't get me wrong.
Oh.
I want one of his bikes so bad.
Arch, is that his
Yes.
bike? Yeah,
Oh.
they're so pretty.
They make
Oh,
gorgeous motorcycles. But
But-
like I get what's going on in the game, and I get where I'm at, and I understand where things are going on.
Mhm.
But again, I don't want to sit and have a literal 15, 20, 30-minute conversation
Right.
on what's going on with every
Right.
aspect.
And that's where it being a role playing game
Yeah.
and not just a shooter looter
Yeah.
makes a big
Yeah.
difference. I really enjoyed it, but you have to be like, okay, I'm gonna play it. I have to set aside 4 hours
And
for dialogue
that's-
and running and this and like
I think that's kind of my biggest issue, because I'll just sit down and
you want to play the game.
I want to play the game. I don't want to
Exactly.
sit and listen to something.
Right.
Maybe this
Right.
summer,
Which, like-
I'll give it a shot. Or this
like
winter.
Detroit Become Human. You played that.
Oh,
What a
that's such a good.
That's one of
game.
the greatest games of
The
all
whole
time.
town
I-
became human.
Yes.
I
It's
put
so much
that
fun.
up against Portal.
It's such
There's
a
one other
beautiful
game that's like one of my favorites. Portal 2 was great.
Yeah. It's a that's a
It's-
fantastic
it's
example of a I don't know if you'd call that an RPG. It's more of a story
It's
driven or
Yeah.
very story based.
it's more of a storybook that you're playing
Yeah.
through.
Yes.
But
Which,
like
for me, even more, I watched Jericho do a playthrough of it, and it was genuinely so fucking easy to just watch him play it.
oh yeah.
Like he did maybe fucking 3 or 4 different storylines that I would have picked. For the most part, it was very accurate to how I would have played it.
Sure.
Yeah.
So like the difference is very minimal, and like even if that would have changed, I don't think it would change the story much.
The story changes so much
It
on
does.
things you wouldn't expect it to change from too.
Well,
Every
and,
playthrough's so different.
Like I remember texting you. Spoiler alert,
Yeah.
everybody.
Bitch.
Well,
dare you.
first of all, is anybody gonna play that game?
yeah,
that
are you guys
has
gonna
not
play
played it.
Detroit?
the
Yes.
10-year-old game at this point?
No.
Okay.
No, it's
Okay.
probably like 3,
So,
4 or 5 years.
the-
It's an old game
Yeah.
now.
I forget the
Then 10,
character
but-
names, but the
Which
when
one?
you play as the maid, the little girl,
Alice.
Alice. When I found out that she was a droid, I literally called Brian and was like, "How in the fuck did I not see this?
Yeah.
Are you
It's-
shitting me?
it's-
I had like a mental
It literally
Fuck up.
changes the whole way you've seen
It
the game.
does.
Because you're like, wait, you're like, all this has been for another one of
I think I
me?
might have watched 2 different playthroughs of that.
There's
actually.
every playthrough so different.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem like it changes that much.
It
I'm pretty sure
changes
I've watched
a
at least
lot.
2 because I think I watched Jericho's and I found a different playthrough that changed. Like it basically did exactly say
the
like
same start. Well,
25% that he did.
The first
except for
play-
he like the one I would have chose
Mhm.
is the one he did not.
Right,
And I followed that trail. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I watched at least 2, maybe 3 different playthroughs of that.
probably.
So the
It changes. Like
And
the
it
first
does,
quarter of the
yeah.
game is basically the
But
same.
it's more of a
setting
yeah.
up.
like, you're not playing the game, you're playing the story.
You're playing
yes.
a story. Yes.
yes,
Yeah.
it's all
And it's a-
decision based.
It's
Yes.
fantastic.
It's
like,
basically
regardless
video
of what-
game D&D.
if you didn't have YouTube to go back and refer to,
Mhm.
the game would be fantastic regardless of what story
Whatever
you chose.
playthrough
if
you
you
get
if you
is great.
only exactly if you only played that game, that story,
Mhm.
and then never touched it again, never reset it and did it again,
You'd be thrilled.
you'd be like, that was a fucking good game. Meanwhile, you don't even realize how many other alternatives you have
Mhm.
Yeah.
to even further the story and make it even better.
That whole game is every option. No option feels like a cop out.
No.
Every option is
No.
fully fleshed out with like
Mhm.
it keeps branching and
Yeah.
branching
Yes.
to make
Well,
you feel.
And the nice thing about
progress.
that is at the end of the game, it will show you the,
The-
full story
the tech tree,
breakdown, and
yeah.
it's like
And that
there's 30 different endings to this game.
that is
Yeah.
what made me search on YouTube, because I was only really watching this on YouTube. I went back and searched for another storyline, and I was like, this is similar to what I would have done. So regardless of what Jericho did, I went back and watched some random fucking dude's playthrough.
You're right.
And it got me the other, like, total difference. It was maybe like 20-30% difference total.
Sure.
It still kind of followed the same variants, but it led you down a little bit of a path. It gave you more backstory to other
Things going on.
Yes.
things
that's-
going on with it, and it slowly created more of a story to follow. And that literally, it quite literally, it is just a fucking Y in the road, and you have to pick left or right.
Yeah. And they do that over and over again. To
Yeah.
keep
Yes.
branching it and changing it.
Well, and again, I think when I finished the game, I immediately texted you and was like,
I might
"What
have-
the fuck? This is bullshit."
I might have been at
you
your
were
house
you were at my house. I had to play the last
like mission segment.
8 different times to get the ending that I wanted.
Yeah. Because the thing you think is the thing you want,
Is not the
sometimes
thing
it
that you
just
need.
isn't. And you're like, it'll be like, oh, it'll like, because you can pick your options for dialogue as you're going. You'll hit one that you think is totally normal, and he'll like curse the other guy out. You're like, oh no, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean that.
So that game is an amazingly fleshed out game.
That is the perfect example of a storytelling game.
yes.
Yeah.
But either way, that's why it's a lot different than Cyberpunk in a
Yeah.
lot of ways. But it's
I
that
think-
same kind of, you have to want the dialogue to
Yes.
go through.
And I think if I went in it with the right mindset to sit down and
You're watching
Nobody's
a movie that
home.
you're controlling is all it is.
yes, nobody's home. I'm not going to get distracted. I'm going to sit down.
Mhm.
I'm going to play this.
And then there's water rolling down your stairs.
Oh, God, that day sucked.
But no.
What were some other ones that were announced?
The one that nobody wanted, Fallout 76 Atlantic City.
Yeah, no.
That game was
thanks.
dog shit
Everyone
from the fucking beginning.
Universally shit on 76, and they're like, well, let's do more. Like,
No.
that'll be good, right?
No, they just
You know.
I was actually going to bring up Fallout 4 with the unlike Detroit Become Human. It was a role playing game, but it wasn't. It doesn't nearly veer off as far as you would hope it would.
It's a
The storylines are.
game.
It's basically like one
Yes.
of 3 options, whereas Detroit Human, it was like,
one of 30 different options.
yeah, there were so many fucking options, which is like, to be fair,
be
Fallout. To be fair,
to be real
Fallout 4 was like one of my first games that I truly
got into.
like storyline wise. I'm like, holy fuck. Which, if you would like to search Fallout 4 release date versus GTA 5
Fallout
release
4 would
date,
be like 2014, I think.
Close.
probably, yeah, it was similar-ish.
2015.
I played them
2015 for Fallout.
very close.
GTV was 2013, I know.
Yeah.
So a
GTA
year apart.
5 was
GTA
13.
5 had to be 13.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure
When's
it was.
GTA 6 coming out.
Oh, nope.
2047?
Yeah, 2013. So, yeah, I was
13
Yeah.
was GTA 5. What
yeah,
about
to
Fallout
start,
4?
Just
2015.
start more years.
15.
Yes.
So
Two-
5
two-
was before 4. GTA 5 was before Fallout 4.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so I completed Fallout or GTA 5 before Fallout 4.
Fallout New
I
Auto.
would hope so.
Yeah, GTA 5 got me into like thinking about a story and shit because I was still in high school at the time.
Yeah.
And thinking about like story consequences
I had
almost.
I had a
Yeah.
lot more time to really dedicate to a story, and I'm like, okay, cool, like let's really dive into this story. And GTA 5 was fucking fantastic. I love the storyline.
Absolutely.
Never
It was
finished it.
really good.
What?
You are a fucking sinner.
You're a
You're
liar.
even worse than Brian, who says he's never fucking played GTA San Andreas.
I have not. Never once.
Oh,
Fucking
my
my
I don't
God.
That
think
whole half
I-
of the table, Nick, is sinners. We are in the right.
Okay,
Wait,
hold on,
San
hold on.
Andreas is-
I've never
no,
played
no.
Halo. I know.
There
Don't
it
even
is.
get me
Yeah,
started.
never
we gotta
played.
change that.
Never played the Halo campaign. Fucking sinner.
What
That
did you
is-
started on? Halo 1?
Yes,
Yeah.
that's the
What is
first
that even on? PS1?
by the
PC?
Master Chief Collection that has all
Okay,
of
now
that.
I
hold
have it
on.
on one of the things I own. I
So you
know.
have it and you haven't played it.
No.
I will play it
Bro,
with
my
you.
It's
God.
so good.
It's
Co-op
so
is
good.
even better. I love
It's so
co-op on
good.
Halo. That's what Halo is made for. Is playing co-op in a basement, tooted off Code Red.
Okay,
That's what
and
it is
Doritos
I did the
for.
same thing
on a
except for
weekend.
I was at my
Staying
buddy's
late.
house and we played multiplayer because it was him and his younger brother
Yeah.
and then me. So we had at least
What
3
Halo?
people all the time. It was
Was it
Halo.
Reach?
No, it was Halo.
Probably
No,
three.
three.
Oh,
We
three
did-
was a
we did-
banger.
Yeah.
So we just did multiplayers, and then if the younger brother also had a buddy over, we did 2v2s.
Yeah.
Oh,
Like,
remember
one-
we
like,
used to get
we
your
did
brother's
so many
Xbox and
different stuff,
stretch the
shit.
LAN
Oh,
cable through
yeah.
the room and play.
No,
Oh,
we
good
did a single
TV.
4-inch
Quad screen.
fucking TV quad screen,
This
and we're
much
like,
to look at.
don't fucking screen peek, bro. I swear to God, like we'd
The
start fighting.
days of screen peek.
We would start
Oh.
physically fighting each other for screen peeking and shit, dude. Oh my God.
Because we're talking
good
about
old days.
Halo.
Yeah.
You know what an underrated banger is?
So-
Halo 3 ODST.
That's the one I bought.
You bought ODST?
Ew.
Yeah. I didn't.
You didn't play the
So-
campaign
okay.
anyway. Never mind.
I-
That had
well,
all
yes.
the multiplayers. I
Yeah.
understand that.
So I bought ODST only because I played 3 at my buddy's house with
Right.
his brother. Like, I bought my Xbox 360 probably a year before the 1 came out. The 360 was fucking a decade old at this point.
Yeah.
Literally.
Yeah.
But my parents bought it for me very late. I bought it, probably a year and a half before the Xbox One came out. I bought the Xbox One 6 months after it came out. I was very late to both of these parties.
Right.
I was playing PS2 in fucking 2011.
Yeah.
Like,
And God bless you
is
for that.
yeah.
the classic.
God bless my parents for not giving me the Xbox when I really could have used it. But
You
whatever.
should have grind harder, and then you could have earned it yourself.
I didn't have a fucking.
know.
I was fucking 11 years old. What do you want me to
Go
do?
mow some lawns.
Yeah. Post the pictures on Kick. You'll get
I got
famous.
my mom. my
Ah.
my allowance was $5 every time I mowed. The
Man, that's
lawn.
cool. You got an allowance. I mowed the yard for free, and I got a big ass yard.
Same.
Okay, I push mowed mine. It probably took me as long to mow my
Probably.
push mow my yard than riding lawnmower your yard. Also,
Probably.
I'm short, so most
Oh
riding
my-
lawnmowers
Oh, boo
I didn't
fucking
fit
who.
on.
You were
so-
tubby too, so what?
No, yeah, true. But no, it wasn't the weight; it was the length. Like I couldn't
Yeah.
touch the drive pedals on a riding lawnmower because I
Understandable.
was so fucking short. So I had to go on the edge of the seat, and then the fucking weight sensor would be like,
Oh,
"Oh,
we-
you're not sitting on the seat." I'm like, "Bro, I am, but I'm touching the pedals." and
We
I'm
had to
not
bypass
back."
the sensor on ours so I could do
Yeah,
it.
my grandpa didn't give a fuck
Every time you
about
hit
that.
a bump, it would kick
Yeah,
off. So he's like,
exactly.
"We'll just fucking bypass this real quick." But no, it's on the one game that we're actually excited
fuck.
for is Payday 3.
Yes.
Well,
No,
no, well,
Is it-
okay.
Wait, is
I am so excited.
give me
for
some
it.
info on it. I
We're-
know nothing about this.
It's Payday
When's
2,
it
but
coming
better.
out? Yeah,
Hold
when's
on.
it coming out?
September 21st.
Okay, no shit.
Ooh,
Right.
But you know what comes out before that? No, I'm just kidding. We'll go into Payday
What,
3.
September 11th.
September 6th.
Yeah.
12th anniversary, baby.
Dick Cheney made money off the arrest.
12.
22nd.
I was gonna say what?
Well,
yeah,
let's go into
shit.
Payday 2, and then we'll talk
Payday
about.
2? You know how
Sorry,
Payday 2
Payday-
broke Epic Games last week when they put it for free up there?
Did they
Oh,
put
no
all the
shit.
DLC
It
up?
crashed not
Let's
the DLC.
fucking
Oh,
go.
It crashed Epic Games.
It is
Jesus
a pretty
Christ,
good
man.
game,
It's
but
pretty
like
bitchin'.
That
I don't love it.
It's
but
old.
I've
It's
also,
so-
I also played it for the first time a year ago.
It's so
like,
dated
Oh,
at
yeah.
this point. It
Yeah.
looks so bad now.
Yeah.
And there's
I don't think it's dated. I think
It's
the
dated.
mechanics are
It
dated.
is
I don't think
dated.
the gameplay and graphics are okay. It's doable.
it's okay.
It
but
runs like
considering-
shit on monitor.
Considering I
power,
played
though.
this on 360, it's dated.
That's
Yeah.
yeah.
That's why I'm so excited for Payday 3. Like,
that I.
So
I
give us
am
some info.
interested in.
I don't know. There's not a ton of info out yet.
Yeah.
It's more just there was a release trailer and a date. That's really all they dropped.
So they.
It'll
Now, is
be the
that
original-
date set in stone for, because let's not be a Bethesda and. Just kidding. We got 2
They-
more years of workshopping to do.
Starbreeze is
bad.
actually really good about this.
Okay,
They've had
good.
this date locked down for at least a while.
Good.
So
Good.
they would never. They've been making like announcement trailers for a while,
Mhm.
but they've just been like, it'll show a screenshot of the game and then just go away. Like
Yeah.
they are.
Ah,
They are
dickheads.
trolls worse than almost any game studio I know.
Well, you know what? It
They-
gets the community very, very excited.
Well,
for stuff
like,
like that.
Russian Badger, they'll take his ideas and put them in the game
yeah.
just to shitpost. Like
Yep.
the comically large spoon. Like, and if you like kill enough people with it, it turns gold and lights them on fire. Like it
It's
is the
great.
biggest shitpost you can imagine.
great.
And they're like, well, fuck yeah, let's do that. Like, why not? So I'm excited to see what the third one comes out as.
Did they mention anything about a cost, anything like that?
I don't know anything about that yet.
Okay.
This is just the release
We'll
date.
update when
As far as
information
I know,
becomes
I didn't
prevalent.
look a
Yes.
ton into it, but this is more just like it's released. They'll announce more later. There's a new Fable too. Did any of you guys play Fable?
I
No.
fucking love
No.
Fable is like the OG story, like reputation management game.
yeah, I love
it's super.
That game.
I played 3 a lot. I think I played
Mhm.
2 for
Marcus,
a
I
little
think
bit.
you came over to my house one time with 360, and
That was
we
too
played
much.
Brought
Fable,
Fable
2.
2.
Yeah,
because the
That
like,
game was such a
the
grind.
achievements were on my Xbox, but I deleted everything else off of it because I'm like, I don't need any of this. I don't have the game. I just need it off of this shit. And at the time, like my 360, oh my god. So I had like what is it, a fucking 4 gigabyte
Yeah, it's
360.
like the
It
slim
was
one.
like there's like 3 different versions of the Xbox 360. My parents bought the cheapest fucking one.
The
So-
Xbox 360 Arcade,
Yes.
because that's
Yes.
what I had.
Yep.
Was
that's
it
what
a
I
4
had.
gigabyte one or
You
something?
had to put the hard drive on top.
Yeah.
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 I had,
How?
I
Okay,
had,
hold on. How big was that hard drive? 200?
256.
256. 256. I
I
remember
didn't
that
have
now.
that.
Oh
No.
my god. Yes.
I had the arcade.
I had the arcade
Yeah.
as well.
The
and I
arcade's the
had
cheapest.
flash drives and then a fucking external like 100 gigabyte
Yeah.
fucking USB drive.
Bro, the
Did it have the
256
Did it have
for
the,
the top.
option for the snap-on top
No.
plate?
Bullshit.
Oh, so you did not have the arcade then.
No,
No,
it's
he has.
fucking
You have the
terrible.
Connect. You got the Connect.
Yes. Yes,
Oh.
it was a Connect bundle one. Yeah,
that's why.
it was fucking terrible because I every
Boo.
fucking
Yeah.
game I bought or my parent like I got for Christmas or whatever the fuck it was, like I had to literally like debate like
Go
what,
uninstall
what
something.
game do I get rid of to do this and this and that, and then I eventually like saved up $60 or $70 to fucking get an external like 150 200 gigabyte fucking hard drive.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh my god, I can have so many games, and
All
I
the
filled that up
games.
immediately, and I'm like, I need another fucking game. I used to have there was a rotation. It was like a 200 gigabyte hard drive, and I had 2 like I think one was a 64 and one was a 32 gig flash drive, which you could hold games on.
Yeah.
But it was very temperamental if the
Well, I mean,
save
flash
games
storage back then
the
was
save
so
games
unreliable.
actually saved to it. So when I plugged it back into the Xbox, it was like, yeah, okay, we'll let you play your save game this time. The next time I played it, was like, nah, fuck you.
So now let me ask you guys this: do you guys remember getting the 4 and 8, or no, sorry, 16 and 32 megabyte
PS2 cards.
PS2 cards?
Yeah.
I've still got 3 of
Dude,
them out
I
there.
still
I
have
have-
those. You remember they were fucking clear too, so you could see everything.
No,
Yeah.
I
had
have
the
I have
black one.
one 8 MB black
Mhm.
card. I have
Yep.
one.
Those were like the standards that
I
came
have
with it.
one 16 yellow like aftermarket
Yep.
card.
Was it yellow and black?
Yes.
I,
like,
with
little,
like hard
ribs.
rubber.
That guy.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
So I have those 2. That's the only memory cards I have for my PS2.
Mhm.
I still have them plugged in at my house right now.
Yeah.
I'd have to
Like,
go bury mine.
That's where
out of
mine are. They're
storage.
plugged in out there.
Literally.
I have the yellow one. I have a white version of the yellow one, and
Oh.
then the black one.
I also have the thick boy PS2,
boy PS2?
which y'all gave me shit for.
Yeah, because it's
I have
not-
both.
Long ago.
Get the slim, buddy.
No, I have the thick.
my slim is
Thick.
cracked, and I don't know if it's getting really slow because we tried to play Carbon the other day.
Oh my
Oh.
god!
You
the
try to
load
load-
time.
to load
No, Carbon's just badly optimized.
to load a car in the garage takes like 2 minutes.
Oh, okay.
It's
okay.
so bad.
So my thick boy in
thick.
Underground 2.
Ooh.
Yeah,
That's a whole different game, though.
No,
That's
I
way
know,
different.
I know it is, but what I'm saying is like when you go from like the Cadillac Escalade to
God
like
bless.
the fucking Mitsubishi Eclipse,
Yeah,
it is like 30 seconds. It
Yeah.
like it is
Yeah.
that's Underground too. Yeah,
it is a good bit between like skip car to skip car, like
Yeah.
just
It
going
takes
through your
time.
garage.
yeah.
If that's what you're talking about, like just
Yes.
for a frame of reference,
is
it's
exactly-
not that bad.
No,
It's
If it
still
is-
bad in today's.
Oh no,
standards.
absolutely.
Compared to today, where you
Absolutely.
load, you can fast travel to a new area in seconds
Yeah.
versus loading
GTA
a
5,
car.
you can load half the map in about a minute.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
It's
absolutely. And the game, what is GTA 5 like? 128 megabytes or gigabytes? It's huge.
well, it
Probably
depends
bigger
which
now with the
version of
Yeah.
it. The original
I thought
version
you were
was
gonna
like
ask how
10.
big the map was.
It's big,
The original like base model GTA 5 game was
Based.
like what 68 gigs, maybe.
probably.
was-
That sounds about right.
I mean, it was
yeah.
big enough for 360.
It was
2 discs.
at the time. It
Yeah.
was the biggest game I've ever downloaded.
Yeah.
Yeah, and now you're
that
like
was on the Xbox One when I got it.
72.
Yeah.
Yeah. So fucking
68 plus
huge.
updates. Yeah,
The last time I downloaded it about 2 or 3 months ago, I think it was about 110.
that's nuts.
Yeah, unbelievable. Yeah.
So one of you mentioned clear memory card or
Yes.
something. Did you guys see what
blue-
DBrand dropped?
Oh.
No.
So
Oh,
D-
yes.
DBrand, the skin company, dropped the retro Nintendo clear skins for the PS5.
Oh.
Wait, let me see.
Oh,
They are
that looks fucking
unbelievably
tits.
sick.
Oh,
Now, mind you, that's not actually clear. It's just a
It's like-
sticker, but still.
it's like a dark
The-
teal. Like it's a fucking
Yeah.
weird.
Well, they have
color.
all the original colors. They got the orange and the purple.
No
Like-
shit.
Yeah,
Oh,
they're so cool.
Let me see.
I don't need a PlayStation, but I fucking want
So the
one
s-
just because of that.
So the
Yeah.
PS5 has 3 panels:
Oh,
a
and they have
center
the
and then
gray
both sides.
version.
The side panels are actually clear. The center panel has a graphic to make it look like it's clear,
Okay.
but just the colorway of that is so sick. Like
Dude,
I love
the Game
clear
Boy
Nintendos.
Advances that were fucking clear.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Oh, dude.
It's such a
all
kick
that
of
shit.
nostalgia. Like DBrand's really cool because they'll do stuff like this.
I do know
Yep.
I remember their brand because of that.
Yeah.
Like I don't think I've ever bought much stuff from them, but like the fact that they do that is
They are notoriously good at
fantastic.
shit posting too. Like they're,
Yeah.
and
I actually think
I-
that's maybe where I know
it
their
is.
brands from.
It absolutely
is their
is.
shit posting.
I bought
Yeah,
their
that
phone
makes more sense.
case,
Yeah.
and I told them to draw like the nicest looking Pepe, and
and
they did.
and they will.
Yeah, on here there was a little sticky note on my case with the nice Pepe,
Yeah.
and then my friend, this one I'll never forget. He told them to write a joke, so he got a package from them like a week or two later. There was nothing in it. The day later, he got his phone case and skin and a sticky note that said, "Pretty funny, right?"
Yeah. They're
What a jackass.
like it was
Hey, that dude at DBrand was like, "Ayo,
I'm about to
I'm
pull a
about to
funny
fuck
on
this
him.
dude up."
yeah, unbelievable.
That's fucking.
I think it was last week on the WAN show. Linus was like, I bet they would sponsor my funeral and wrap my coffin. So he,
I could not wait. With unrestricted access to Linus's funeral, absolutely.
Oh, $20. They're gonna stream.
he
that.
literally
Oh,
he
God.
texted his contact at DBrand. They sent back, "We'll send you the bill." Like
We'll
they're not
just
even gonna do it.
Give
for
us
free.
your credit card number now, so once
Oh,
you
they've
die,
got
we'll
it.
just charge it
Yes.
that day.
Yeah, like, oh, we'll send you the bill. It's like,
Yeah, here's
really?
10 grand for your funeral.
That's great. I love that. Like it's so cool. I'm glad they do stuff
Oh,
like
yeah,
that.
fuck. And I mean, I would say they're good products too. Like,
Yeah.
I bought them for the last 3 phones.
Everyone said that they're high quality. I've never heard anything bad about them.
Yeah,
all
like
things
I mean, like
considered.
feel this.
yeah, like
All
yours is
things
super
considered.
nice.
Yeah, there's like
Did you-
there's
and you had
Yeah,
your-
I'll say, I remember,
ridges
I
in
remember
the
your
wood.
phone being
and even their like
good.
their
Yeah.
instruction packet. It was like apply with a nuclear submarine or something
Oh
ridiculous.
yeah, with the camera skin because
Yeah.
it's separate.
Oh,
And I had
okay.
difficulty with this one too. So I watched it. And it's like to apply the camera skin, set it down, and it's just a fucking new kit in your phone. And it's like done. I'm like, are you shitting me?
It's so simple. Anyone can
Figure
do
it out.
The
nerd.
nuclear Boy Scout.
Same
Yeah.
with Caitlin's Pixel 6 because
Oh,
hers
yeah.
has that camera bump. It was worse.
with the bump
I
on it. Yeah,
somehow got it first try.
First
yeah, that's
try?
crazy.
Yeah.
DBrand's so cool. I don't buy any of
Yeah.
their stuff, but like I appreciate that they're doing that for the PS5
The level
and
of
stuff.
shitpost.
I love the clear Nintendo colors.
Yes.
They're
Dude,
so
That
cool.
does look fucking
Do they make
badass.
iPhone cases?
Yeah.
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 I want
iPhone
a new
cases
phone.
and skins.
I
yeah.
want a new phone.
God, can they do clear
Case,
iPhone
yeah.
case? At least
Please
make
get
it
a
look
fucking
clear.
Android.
Yeah, there's
Well,
the dark plates. Yeah, they're so sick.
Just any sort of iPhone case, because
Yeah.
I've had this. It's
What?
an iPhone 12 Pro, and I've
Okay.
had it since I bought. I bought it through Verizon, and their promo.
Damascus. They're Damascus like purple.
Ooh, let me
Um,
see that.
That's the color that they wrapped Linus's Porsche Taycan in.
Yes, it is.
It's
yeah,
it's a Damascus purple over
Red and- yeah.
orange.
That,
like, it's so
um,
sick.
Purple
But-
and
so the-
orange looks so good on
I
this car.
love that color.
my phone case I got was with Verizon's promo is like we won't charge you the first month of service, and in return you get a free cell phone charger, like
Mhm.
cable and block.
Yeah.
Which is stupid because iPhone stopped doing that with the 12.
Yes.
Okay, giving you a fucking charger to charge your fucking $1,100 phone.
But they've
anyway.
had the same
But the
charger since
e-waste.
iPhone 5 or
But the
iPhone 4.
e-waste.
the Lightning.
When did was the last one iPhone 4 with the wide connector?
Yeah,
I think 5 was the first
Yeah,
one
I
with the
think so.
Lightning.
Yes, yeah.
So for 8 design generations, they've had the same connector. Like, yeah, I don't
Hey.
blame them anymore for not shipping it because you have one.
No,
And
I did.
Unless it melted when your phone exploded.
That too.
Yeah, but
That too.
no, either way.
Sorry,
But
I'm
yeah,
dying over
so they had Verizon had a promo of like if you buy a new phone, which I had to because my old
Yeah.
one fucking
It
exploded.
exploded.
Uh,
They'll give you a free charger. To
they
make
give
up
you a
for it.
free charger and a free phone case
Sure.
with the bundle of buying a new phone.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that's what I did. So I bought this Urban Armor fucking phone case. and
UAG. Yeah, they're mid.
Damn.
I don't love it. It's been a good case. I no complaints on the case. It's just
But
a
they're
matter
kind
of
of
like,
slippery.
slick.
Yes.
Yeah. The back is fucking like smooth plastic, no grip.
Yes.
It's taken me fucking almost over 2 years to get like some sort of dexterity with it
Mhm.
because it's not fucking slippery anymore because I have so many fucking gouges and scratches and shit in it to actually
rough it back
grab
up.
Yeah,
it.
you need to like
I was
sandpaper
just about to say,
fucking
just go get
scour
some
it.
fucking sandpaper.
But at that point,
Okay,
applies some
2
grip
years
tape,
of
but-
using it every day has done that for it. The first year I had it, I'm like, I fucking hate this phone case, and I've been too lazy to buy new ones.
Plasty dip it.
I've tried.
Wrap it?
I bought a Amazon like fucking gel case or like some sort of textured case. I'm like,
a
this
TPU
fucking sucks.
case or something, or silicone
It's
or something.
terrible.
Yeah.
And so I fucking threw it right in the garbage. Went back to this one, but like, yeah, I would
It
like to
works,
check out
but
that
it's not
DBrand.
ideal. Yeah, DBrand makes good stuff.
Yeah.
They do.
I'll check it out because I like how your Pixel. I don't even fucking know what
Galaxy.
that is.
Galaxy.
Sure,
S20,
whatever the fucking thing is.
21.
23.
21
That
plus.
feels
Yeah.
good.
Wait, what?
But,
I thought you had a 23.
He was going to upgrade to the 23.
Oh,
Yeah,
no,
no,
I-
that's gonna be like
It's
December.
21, 22, 23.
Nah,
Yeah.
fucker.
get fuck nerd.
Yeah.
You know, it's funny because I always wait the longest. And
Oh.
I'm like, fuck it. I'm going to get a new phone finally. Like, I went from an S9 Plus
Yeah.
to a 22.
And I went from
Ultra?
an S9 regular to a 23 Ultra
Yeah.
just to spite you.
And it's fun. That's the point that's funny is it's like, oh, sweet. I got a new phone. 2 months later, Brian gets a new phone and it's newer. It's like, you
Because the
motherfucker.
The S23 had just dropped, and I got it on pre-order
Yeah.
for probably less than your S22 cost a month before. It's
well,
so crazy.
and the other thing
Yeah.
is, too, is I bought the my phone has half a terabyte of storage.
Same.
Yeah,
I got mine I got the 512 for the same price as the 256.
Jesus.
Actually, with discount still, but
But back to the whole gaming thing. Was there anything else that was kind of announced? There?
not really gaming. I mean, there was a bunch of stuff announced, but nothing that I really like saw and was like, "Ooh, that's crazy."
And we talked about the Cyberpunk 2077 DLC.
We didn't talk about it.
I know they mentioned something.
I didn't
I
know a
haven't
bunch.
seen a lot about it.
I don't
but
know a bunch about it, so I didn't want to comment on
Fair
it.
enough.
But there is a new DLC
Yeah.
for that. It'll be kind of cool. I'm sure they'll do a good job with it.
I hope.
Question.
Okay.
Sure.
Answer, hopefully.
What up with it?
First statement. Y'all know I love Counter Strike.
Cringe.
Almost to a fault, yes.
And you can't-
Well,
and
no,
you
I won't say.
$600+ fault. Yes.
Yeah.
I am.
And you can't
Anyway.
handle playing or Overwatch because it's too hard because they fly sometime.
Fucking hate bitches who fly on Overwatch.
But no,
anyway,
continue.
so how much do y'all know about Counter Strike 2?
Nothing, because it was only really kind of teased. Why do you?
No,
have info?
no, it's open. It was alpha beta.
Yeah, there was a beta.
Yeah,
No.
the
That's all I
beta,
know.
the beta,
There-
shows
sorry,
how
there
much
was-
I know.
the
there
alpha
was
beta.
2 rounds of
Beta testing.
waves.
beta testing.
Yes.
Yeah. So an update with the gun buying
Yeah, you can
format.
now if you buy something and you didn't want it, you can,
can return it,
resell it.
Like Overwatch or fucking not Overwatch.
Use your words.
Stop.
Come
Let
on,
me think
you
of
can
it.
do
No,
it.
let me think of it. It's fucking
I know it.
What game is it? Because I'm not going to listen to him struggle.
Oh god.
Valorant.
Valor. Fuck the V. I was thinking F. It's a V. God damn it.
Fork knife?
Fucking Valorant.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Valorant.
So fucking Valorant. Yeah.
It's
Valorant,
crazy.
you can return weapons if you buy them.
Valve finally copies other technology that's
Yeah.
already existed.
Also, so there's a whole create a class system. So before you could not in the
Yeah,
same,
use the buy menu to pick what you wanted.
but you could not have 2 AR systems, aka the M4A4, which is the non-suppressed versus the M4A1S.
suppressed
Suppressed gun?
supremacy.
You could not have the same one. You could not, if you were in the buy menu, you could not have the options to switch between the two.
before the game starts, you have to go into your inventory and select which one you want to appear.
Yeah.
Oh,
during
okay.
the game.
in the pause in the pre
In the actual game
matchmaking-
menu.
Yes.
Yeah.
In the pre-game menu.
So during game, you can only pick the one you have selected.
Yes.
Selected.
On that
Now you can do a create a class and fully customize whatever you want.
So-
which only further kind of
Builds on.
builds on the thought of CS2 is going to release a hefty handful of new guns
potentially.
Okay. I'm interested.
to, you know,
And even if they don't,
further the snowball.
So, okay,
Yeah.
well, now let me ask you this. So, you're saying I can create
a,
4 different classes,
create a loadout essentially.
Yeah.
essentially, and then instead of going into the buy menu and, I want this pistol, this many flashbangs, this many
Yeah,
grenades.
you would
this-
have
I
4
pick a
presets.
class.
You now buy the
absolutely,
loadout from that class.
Which not only would that be separate guns like the M4A1S versus M4A4,
Mhm.
you would also do gun skins, glove skins, knife skins,
Which
etc.
would make sense because then the managing and picking of those
Mhm.
would be a lot easier instead of doing it on
Al-
the fly.
Also,
Yes.
you could do that with terrorist versus non-terrorist.
Yeah. Each side has
group
different
sides.
guns anyway.
So yeah,
Oh.
exactly. So like your M4A4 versus AK on
Yes.
terrorist sides. So you're splitting. You are even further splitting that.
You're giving
class
more
setup.
customization
Yeah.
options by splitting it
Nice.
side for side.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that was even further developed into it. But like also looking at what I looked at it as one, also pistols. So you can also do both types of heavy pistols, aka Deagle versus R8 revolver.
All right.
You can
goated.
have both of them selected on your creative class or be able to pick from that. Sure. You're not just picking between a Deagle and the other shitty guns.
Yes.
You can do Deagle, R8, and then 2 or 3 other shitty guns you
Yeah.
have.
Mhm.
You have more options of what you want, regardless.
It's not
of,
as locked down once you're in the game.
Yes.
You can actually choose the other stuff
Yeah.
if it,
you
without
really
going
you
to
have to
inventory.
play a lot with the creative class, but there is a lot more options in it.
The fact
which
they
is
have
cool.
the options is great.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was a huge thing was brought up, as well as with. I was watching Jericho's. He
Yeah.
did like a 5-minute video on the creative class, and he was like, "Oh," and that's kind of where he brought up. He's like, "Oh, if you're able to switch between the M4A1S and M4A4, that does make sense. But also, why would they not add more guns to be able to be swapped? AKA, they're going to add a shit ton more guns with
could.
CS2.
Yes.
It
There-
should make sense because
There would
not,
be almost
not
zero
only
reason not
to the CS universe gameplay, whatever I
Sure.
guess you really want to call it,
Yeah.
It
but-
is only the biggest game on Steam. Period.
True.
but to the fact of this game is older, we still
Yeah.
have a lot of people play it, but like let's update to current modern weaponry that we
Yes.
have,
Yeah.
bullpup.
Which-
It wasn't too far.
know,
like
stuff like that.
realistically, it was not too
It
far.
is, and it covered all your basics, but like
I appreciate the simplicity
Yes.
of Counter-Strike.
Yes.
Yes.
You get 5 options per category or whatever.
Yeah.
Like,
That's
it's a very, very simple cut down that
Yeah.
makes a comp shooter really well balanced.
Yeah.
Yes.
And honestly, CS:GO is going to go down in the ranks of like literally the best game. Period.
It will be on the list. If it's not on a list, I don't
Yeah,
know if- I don't know
you
if-
cannot go without
it deserves a place
mentioning
somewhere.
I don't know if a top 10 necessarily, but a top 100 absolutely.
Oh,
on the
yes,
list,
fucking
every
top
time.
20. It's in top 20 every day of the
Well,
month.
to
probably
you,
At least.
Yeah.
Top,
it's a damn good game.
I don't know.
Just
I don't know
with
if top
simplicity's
10 would
sakes,
make it.
Players count.
That doesn't necessarily make
Cultural
a great
influence,
game,
but,
etc.
but we're
yeah.
still on the same page of the argument of it's a damn good fucking game. It's
Mhm.
on a
Yes.
list somewhere for
Yeah,
in our lifetime best game.
Yeah, the idea is it got balanced really early, and they've refined it since then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Adding more stuff, like Call of Duty has 100 guns, and they're all.
Mhm.
It's like, oh, this one's broken. This one's broken. This one's
Yeah.
broken. Like this one's way
CS:GO
under.
has been like, these are a little bit broken, but you can kind of counter them.
But
and
when-
everyone's known
Yes.
that.
And when
because
they're
the game is
broken,
balanced.
they're like, okay, they cost more now. Like,
yeah.
oh,
yeah,
the
exactly.
Opsa one
Yeah.
tap, $4,700 gone. Like,
Exactly. You can usually only buy it twice per half of game.
yeah, and
Like,
if you fuck up
If
and die,
if
you lost
if
it.
you fuck up
Bye-bye.
your economy so bad, you can maybe buy it once or twice.
Mhm.
And if you fuck up after you buy it and die immediately with it,
You're back to
you
pistols.
then you give it to the already rich enemy team. And
Yeah.
you're like, oh, I truly just put a nail in
And
the
I
coffin.
just lost the game.
Yeah.
Yeah,
the game
you
is
put a nail in the coffin. Congratulations.
that
Because
game
it's
is
a well balanced game.
it has economy. It self balances itself. Even if the guns aren't perfectly balanced, the economy counters that and
Exactly.
balances it out.
It's a yin and
Which,
yang.
yeah, if they do the same thing in 2, add more guns, but
Yeah.
then keep them in that balanced economy,
it is
it'll
for-
be great.
It is projected that they're going to do the same thing that Overwatch did, which is simply
Oh no,
Oh fuck.
well, no, take the desktop on or the desktop shortcut on your or the
it's the same.
Shortcut.
shortcut
Yes.
on your
Yes.
desktop. They're gonna take that same emblem, change it, and make it the exact same. There's
It
gonna
is-
be zero.
Okay.
It is going to be flawless.
There's no
and
mitigate.
smooth,
There's no
exactly
migration.
like
Yes.
Overwatch 2 did.
Migration is
There was
okay.
zero
it's two
difference.
now.
Yes,
Yeah.
literally. That is the plan. Which I was curious how the skins were going to work.
Oh, of
because
course.
I have a
spend
good
too
bit
much
of
fucking
money put
money.
into skins,
But when all the
which
guns,
is way less than anyone who's actually interested in the skins. I have so much less money into them than them.
sure, that's saying like you're the least wasteful gambler.
True, because I'm not into it that deep yet. But when CS2 comes out,
Oh, he
we'll
said
see.
yet.
Yeah.
Well, over the last probably month
The
that I've been
addiction
trying to
will
buy
get
cases
the
on
most
CS:GO, the market has been closed down because there's been so many transactions that my transaction will not go through.
Oh
So
my
they
God.
simply say the market is too busy. Try again later. I'm like, okay, I guess.
Unbelievable.
But yeah,
Anyone else got anything to throw in, or is that about it for today?
No, I have
can go a
one
little bit more
last.
with
Guys,
the-
No.
we're running
Oh,
here.
you want to talk about Starfield?
I want to talk about Starfield.
fuck
Okay,
is
you get
Starfield?
started. I'm gonna go pee real quick.
Okay.
Make this
So,
quick.
well, goddamn, everybody else
fucking
got to
hungry.
talk.
The fuck is
Motherfucker.
Starfield?
So Starfield is the first Bethesda game, new world based in 20 plus years that they are releasing. It's gonna be kind of Fallout-esque v Skyrim v set in space
Mm-hmm.
kind of stuff.
Okay.
So,
Hey, Nick.
oh, 25 years from Bethesda Studios. It's going to be a next generation role playing game set
Yep.
amongst the stars. Create any character you want and explore with an unparalleled freedom as you embark on an epic journey to answer humanity's greatest question. The full release date for this game right now. Now, mind you, I have been waiting a good long while for this game to come out. Will be September 6th of this year, 2023. You can do first and third person, just like Fallout 4. The nice thing is so you will have ships that you can fully customize. So instead of, your standard kind of like, oh shit, what was the game? What was the other space game that we talked about earlier?
No man.
Star Citizen?
No Man's Sky.
Oh,
Thank you.
yeah.
Oh,
So like No Man's Sky, it was all procedural. That's kind of how they're going to do this game.
Mhm.
Although the base units of how they design the ecosystem and environment for each planet, they've built and designed by hand.
Yeah.
And then it's just upscaled.
Because the problem with No Man's Sky was it was an expansive generated universe, but all the planets you went to felt the same.
Yeah.
That's the problem. It was
Yes.
this is
The
planet
entire
A.
system-
Until they continue to do update after
Yes.
update after update. Yeah.
It still feels
It's
that
still there, but it's a lot better now.
Yeah,
But
I
that was
have only heard
yes.
there's been significant improvements.
Yes.
There have, but that game is still not
they
that
had
good.
a lot of promise and they under promise or over promise,
Overpromised.
under delivered.
yes.
So once they started incorporating the updates, it only got better.
Right. And
But-
if this can launch at the already better state,
Yeah.
exactly.
that would
They
make it
need to-
really exciting.
They
Yes.
need to really set a precedent and
Well,
give
and
you something worth the fucking money.
Is
as
Starfield
opposed to trying
Microsoft?
to
Yeah.
stick
yeah,
with
well, it's
it.
Bethesda, so yes.
Well, yeah.
So, but
But
here,
Bethesda does a really good job usually.
yes.
Minus Fallout
This
76.
is this, and that is
Wait a
why 'cause
Wait
you
a
can go on
minute.
Steam right now and pre-order.
right.
Right now they have the base game, which is starting at $69.99, so $70.
Normal price.
And then the premium edition is
100.
100.
Yeah.
You will get Shattered Space story expansion upon release.
So it's a season pass. You get DLC with it.
I wouldn't say
once it-
season pass, but
bundle.
But yeah.
I wouldn't even say that. The roadmap for the next DLC that they are going to release, you will get the first release DLC for this game. You will get with the premium edition.
Yes.
Okay.
Along with up to 5 days of early access. That is kind of wish wash with
Yeah.
how
It
they're going to
depends
do
if
everything.
you are really wanting the. Extra
I really
5
want
days.
this game.
But do you
No,
want
no,
30
do
bucks
you-
more?
Are you going to
than-
Oh,
pay
fuck
the,
no.
Exactly. The extra 5 days, that's what you're like. Is it that? Literally, you have to put it into perspective.
Yes.
Each day
Is 5
it
days worth
that?
$30?
Like,
when you
Genuinely.
are the streamer that's going to make $1,000
Oh,
a day,
literally.
Yeah.
and you're ahead
that
of
is
everyone
worth
else every day.
Fucking lootly.
When you're the average guy, you're like, oh, I could get it on a Monday or wait till Friday. Like,
Yeah.
I'll just wait till Friday
Yeah, exactly.
or
So-
Tuesday and then Sunday or however it usually splits.
You'll
but-
also get
Exactly,
a skin pack
exactly.
and access to Starfield digital art book and original soundtrack.
Yeah,
So
so-
again, it's
it's not worth
it's
it.
just extras. Now I know that they have a collector's edition, I believe they're calling it. That's starting at 300.
Ooh,
Now hold on. This is for the Xbox. It comes with a
$300 for an Xbox title.
no. Well, yes, the game is for Xbox. It comes with an Xbox One. What's the newest Xbox?
Series, the
The-
Series X or Series S.
It comes with a Series X Pro controller. I
Oh,
believe.
I thought you were
yeah,
saying
no,
Series
no, no.
X. I'm like, well,
Yeah,
that's
no,
fucking
no,
money
the-
well
the-
spent.
Yeah, no,
It comes with their own custom
Pro
controller.
controller.
Yes.
Yes.
It's a
It's $100.
modifiable
It's-
factory Microsoft controller.
It's like the
Yes.
Elite controller with back buttons and
yes,
stuff.
Yeah.
yes. It's
Now those are
really-
$100 controllers.
Now, I
There's-
could be wrong.
120, I think.
I could
Yeah,
be
yeah.
wrong
Probably.
with the Pro versus a regular controller. It's
Yeah.
coming with that style of a controller.
Yeah, okay.
Sure.
That is a
And
good bit of value.
custom built headphones from them. This is actually the first
Call it
custom game related
40,
Xbox.
60 bucks of in my head, I'm thinking 100.
Oh, it's not worth it for any of us here.
Worth of controller.
It is collector's edition.
$60
bullshit.
worth of headphones.
Yeah,
$60 worth of game. Well, then you're still kind of under the number.
but
Like,
it's
you're-
collector's edition stuff.
Well,
if you want to
and-
have the cool
exactly.
stuff,
The rest of the
And
money
I'm
that
not
you're-
done.
The rest of the money that's
Yeah.
waiting is
he still has more things
Go
on the
ahead.
list. Let him keep going.
So you get a custom controller,
controller,
a Starfield
headphones.
Yep.
controller, Starfield headphones,
Mhm.
and a watch.
A watch.
A smartwatch, which is modeled on the same one that you get in game.
Now, do you know who's producing the watch?
Yeah, I was
saying,
saying,
Is
what
it
is the
Samsung?
base?
Well, if it's
of
Microsoft,
a
it's probably
watch?
who's
I want to
Microsoft?
say it's Samsung.
It would make sense that it's Samsung, but
Because no offense, but Apple's ecosystem
It's
is
definitely
just
not
hard to-
Apple.
Oh,
it's
I don't know if it
definitely
was
not.
like a movement or something. Like,
Let
Yeah,
me
I'm saying
see if I can pull it up and show
if
you
they
guys
could
real
pull up
quick.
an actual brand
I'm-
name of watch.
I'm sure it's a fossil or movement or somebody with
Yeah.
a decent
Yeah.
brand
Yeah.
behind it, but
But if it's just an LCD screen on top of a fucking piece of shit you put on your
No,
wrist,
it
if it's-
actually looks like a well built.
yeah, if it's a digital watch and not a smart watch, that kills it right there. But like this is for the people who like this is the game they're waiting for. They've been following the devs on Twitter for
understandable.
okay, it looks all right.
Can you give me can you tap the
He can't see that
thing?
far. Okay, I mean it's cool. It looks like a
not
video game
bad.
item.
Yeah, yeah.
well,
no, it's not
and
bad.
you get the case that comes with it along
Yeah.
with a patch.
okay,
and
yeah,
some other
yeah.
things.
that's
That is you're the
gonna help.
you're
Yeah.
the early adopter. That's,
that's-
just,
You have been
that's-
waiting
that's your
10
So that
years for this game to come out.
$300 for watch, controller, headset, game plus DLC.
yeah. I mean
Plus DLC, the art
It's-
book, and the soundtrack.
skin pack and stuff. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
a lot of
It's
money.
not worth
Oh,
it
it
to any of us
It
here in
is
the
a
room.
lot.
But
if you are fucking hyped about this, you would
I'm fucking
consider
hyped
it.
about it.
Yeah.
But are you $300 hyped
No.
about it? Exactly.
If I give you 20
Somebody-
bucks, would you be more willing to spend
Wait, what?
the other? The
I mean, $20 is
You want-
$20.
do you want the watch?
What I'm saying is, you're gonna spend $60, $75.
I'm gonna spend $70 on it.
If I give you 20 bucks, would you debate about spending the difference?
the extra 130
No.
bucks or no,
No.
230 bucks?
even
Not
though
No.
your hype is
Nope.
No,
Because
definitely not. That's insane.
I'm trying to go into it. There's one other thing that kind of really kills this game for me.
Go for it.
bet.
So back to fully customizable. So
Mhm.
not only is your character and all the NPCs, so how they did the character creation for this game, they basically brought a bunch of people in and digitally scanned their faces, and that is they took bits and pieces from everybody, and that is not only how they did
But-
the
modeling.
for your own player, but all of the NPCs
They're using it as like an AI tool to create
Yes.
new images.
and a database.
Yes.
to-
It's the
to basically do
like
everything.
this person does not exist.com or whatever it is.
Yes.
It'll create
Yep.
Yeah.
from what people usually look like, it'll create something
Yes.
that looks like
and they
that.
did multiple ethnicities through multiple different age ranges,
Sure.
through backgrounds, stuff like that. But so you can, and I again, sorry, I already touched on this, was fully customizable ships. So back
Yeah.
to
Yep,
No
yep.
Man's Sky, your ship was looked as it did.
Mhm.
Andy, stop eating the fucking microphone, please. And mute.
Got him.
Yeet.
Yeah. But no, it's a really cool concept.
It-
I hope they execute it well.
And that is my thing that I'm kind of waiting to see, because
Mhm.
I'm also one of those people who waits a
Ye-
little bit until something is released to get all the bugs
Yeah,
worked out.
That first week reaction makes a big
Yes.
difference.
But
Yeah.
so not only can you fully customize ships, you can do outposts on planets.
Mhm.
Um,
Like a
and
moon base kind of thing.
Yeah.
yes, it's kind of gonna be No Man's Sky esque,
Sure.
but it's gonna be what everybody kind of
Just
hoped for.
executed a lot better.
Way better.
Executed by Bethesda, who does a great job usually.
Now the
76 excluded.
big
True.
thing that really
Yes.
kills me for this game, it is only single player,
That really sucks.
which sucks.
So,
Because do you know how
wait.
badass it would be if all of us could get together, have
Oh,
our
yeah,
own ships, our
absolutely.
own missions,
Absolutely.
do scav runs and stuff like
It
that?
should be an MMO game.
It
So
should
wait,
be.
is this in the No Man's Sky universe?
No. No.
This is entirely separate.
I'm just using No Man's Sky as a reference. So you guys, can
Yeah.
kind of
Different
understand.
developers, different companies, completely separate. Similar gameplay style ideas, but not the same at all.
Okay,
Yeah.
I was hoping it. I didn't listen a lot. 'cause
We
I'm
know.
tired and drunk.
Yeah.
You've had 75
Thanks.
beers today.
I have a lot. I was hoping that at least it was the same developer to where they could like eventually incorporate it in.
And
to where
they-
it was, if it was, and you could eventually incorporate like a multiplayer, then
But it's Bethesda, who's done
It's Bethesda.
Skyrim, who's done Fallout. They do single player games really well.
It is a story
Yeah.
MMO.
Yeah. Without
Well,
it's MO.
Yeah, MMO.
It's massively
Fuck, it's not
yeah, it's just
online.
it's an M.
Oh, sorry, a
It's an RPG
story-driven
M.
RPG.
yeah. It's a massive
Understandable.
RPG.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's
MRPG.
goddamn.
Which is funny because I did just see a clip today of Ron Howard
You say Ron
explaining.
Hubbard. I'm like, wait a minute.
Wait, it is Ron Howard, right?
Yes, it is.
Yes.
It absolutely
In
is.
Skyrim, going, you see that mountain in the distance? It's not just foreground. You can actually go
Oh,
climb
yeah,
that mountain.
absolutely.
And
Yes.
then he was doing the same thing in Starfield, and it was, you see that planet over there? Yep, you can go there.
Yeah. It's cool when they make
Understandable.
actually
Yeah.
expansive universes.
But the
This
fact
is
that they haven't
supposed,
capitalized on like any sort of
but that's not who they are.
dude.
When
Bethesda never does multi. They
And
did
here's the
Elder
other
Scrolls.
thing.
They did Elder Scrolls Online, which flopped
They
on launch
could.
and actually recovered a little bit from there. But
and what
Exactly,
was the other game that they did
Fallout
multiplayer?
76,
And it's dog shit.
and it's they're bad at multiplayer.
Okay, but
they're
they
really
didn't
good.
start
They are
with a
horrible
good
at
base.
multiplayer.
They did
with-
by
with-
developing
with
Fallout
Fallout
and
76.
Skyrim.
But here's the other
76
thing.
never was good.
But
Single player
but-
wasn't.
But
Fucking-
here's the
if
thing
they
to
were on
Fallout.
Fallout 4,
that's what they tried to do
Multiplayer?
and failed.
But here's the
Yeah,
thing with
they
Fallout.
fucking suck.
Fallout already has a mass following. This
Yeah.
is the first new entire. what's
it's
the word
it's a
they
whole new
use?
series, and it's unrelated to anything else.
The
they've
next
ever done.
generation.
But like,
It's their first new universe in over 25 years.
right?
They're going to build the first game, they're going to build the second, and then they could port it for a multiplayer or
Yeah.
anything else. They
Game
have to see if the community is going to
support
get into this first.
if they're
and
going to support
Okay,
this
well-
environment.
I get what you're saying. That is a
Yeah,
big
oh, yeah,
turnoff
I'll say-
for me.
Yeah,
To sum my point up would be then I guess I have to be excited about this
to
in
be
order
excited
to
for the next one.
to the future.
exactly
Yes,
because
that's the problem.
Which
if they could do a Fallout 4 multiplayer tomorrow, I would be fucking all game and it
Yeah.
would be
There's
fucking
mods for that.
fantastic. Oh, I know there is.
well,
and I've
that
done-
are probably
I-
better than
I
official.
bought every
support.
fucking DLC for Fallout 4 that
Oh,
there
same.
was. It was
Right.
fantastic. And if they would have had a multiplayer to where anybody, regardless if it was you guys in the room or any other person who I had on my Xbox friends list at the time
Mhm.
who had the fucking same game and was playing it, and we could have done a somewhat co-op something
Or they can just roll up and loot you,
that
you
could
fuck
have
nerd.
that
like
could
Red
have
Dead 2,
happened.
and just run up
Yeah,
and pop you.
yeah.
But still,
If there was something along those lines, and there could have been some more something as far as like
sustenance to
expand
Yeah.
that
actual
universe
game.
some.
anything to dive me in more and bring some friends in and make it.
But you're not a single player guy. You
No.
don't play.
no,
single
I
player
would rather
games.
play. I would much rather play with
So
with two people.
So this isn't
Me
for
and
you anyway.
me and Marcus played
Mhm.
Portal 2.
Portal, both Portals,
Yeah, we played through the
fucking start to finish. That was my first playthrough Portal ever because
Mhm.
I never had a PC before this.
Yeah.
Well,
So
little bit of a tweak to that. That was your first ever Portal 2 co-op playthrough.
Portal period. No, I never played Portal before me and you did.
Did I make you finish the main storyline before we played?
Probably,
We
probably
played Portal and Portal 2.
Not
Okay.
you played the co-op story.
Yes,
not
there's-
the main story.
There's a main story and a
It's
co-op
different.
story.
Yeah,
I'm
it's-
pretty sure now that I'm
No.
thinking about it, I made you play.
Portal 1, yes.
No, Portal 2 has a co-op story and a main story.
Yep.
They are not the same. You were
I'm
missing
pretty-
half the story still.
I'm
man.
pretty sure I made you finish
I
the.
I remember you
campaign.
said that. I don't know if you actually did though.
Well, I
don't
know for a fact that we finished co-op.
You definitely
I'm
did.
pretty.
Yeah,
I want to say.
we finished both co-ops.
Yeah.
Portal 1
Uh-huh.
and Portal 2.
But did I make you finish the main game before we played the co-op?
On Portal 1 or 2.
Both.
both of them.
Just go play it. It's a great
Mm.
game. No complaints.
Oh no, absolutely. It give me another 6 months to a year, and I would
Jesus fucking
just-
Christ.
Once you
No,
build
no,
another
just-
computer and
just to give me enough time to where it's like I kind of forget the original story. You know what I mean? Like
it won't
I don't
take
want to
away
play.
from
I
what
don't
you've
want to play the
learned.
same fucking story back to back.
It's not the same story. That's the point.
It's got to be fucking close.
It
Oh wait,
isn't.
co-op versus
single
campaign?
player,
Yeah.
completely different.
Oh, completely fucking
Yeah.
different.
You will not be like, oh, this feels familiar. You'll be like, oh,
yeah, no,
Portal
you
1.
need
Okay.
you need to go play the campaign of fucking
Yeah.
Portal 2.
I do not remember if I have or not.
Okay,
I don't know.
what do
It
you think the ending was?
Oh, spoiler alert.
I'm drunk at this.
See?
Dude,
Okay.
I don't know.
Go play the fucking campaign.
That's enough
And
of
with
that.
that note, let's
Yeah,
end it here.
Let's end this here. Thanks for
Cheers.
watching. Thanks for listening.
Number
Don't-
3, boys.
Don't clap into the mic.
Eh,
Good
I didn't.
Lord.
I did it underneath.
Yeah. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. We'll catch you next time. Bye.
Deuces.